(10). So yeah, I'd say all it'll be up now in a minute. But Ferg sent me an interesting video of. I'll play that in a while. But I just want to go through a couple of the comments. Hi Paul, hi all. Pray for me, lads. I got exams. Oh, I hope you do well, Jaden, tomorrow. Yeah, fair play. Good evening, Manchester. How are you, Michael John? Great to see you again. Good best of luck, Jaden. Yeah. And you can get us. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm getting loads of messages in here. Thanks, mate, for after getting loads of vaccine stuff and videos. And oh, Jesus Christ, there's 1,600 people on the housing list in Leash. We'll talk about that as well in a while. But fair play to everyone that's sending me in stuff here on the WhatsApp. That's the WhatsApp there, 0892031521. You'll also get us live at FitzyDub on Twitter, at Anthony L. Casey, at Rugamorph27. You'll also get us on the Paul Fitzsimons Facebook and www.irishchannel.com/live. Brilliant. Fair play to everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. And hiya, Paul. Hiya, chat. Hiya, Orla. Orla's not here yet. Maybe she had to text me there. I don't know. Hiya, Paul. Sending prayers your way, Jaden. You should do well, mate. You should. When you're young like you're like a sponge. You know what I mean? When you're old like me, I'm letting shit out now. I'm not absorbing that anymore. You know what I mean? You just absorb everything. Kids absorb everything, you know. So fair play. Paul, you're looking handsome. Thank you so much. Fair play to you, Michael. I wasn't expecting anything less, mate. No, I wasn't expecting anything less. Evening all. Evening. How are you? But I was sent in. Oh, here we are. Here's Miss Donahue now. Here she is. Good evening. How are you?
All I can hear is about how gorgeous you are, Paul.
Yeah, I know. It's great. It's great, isn't it? Listen, and at least it's not me saying I'm gorgeous now. You know what I mean?
Well, now you never know.
How are you? How are you, Paul? Keep up the savage work. Love the show. Thanks, Rock. Fair play to you, mate.
Thanks, Rock.
Yeah, we've a lot to talk about tonight. Hang on, I'll just turn off that banner there for a minute. The IFP had their RDS yesterday, and there was loads of new people sworn in. Herman, as we know, Herman lost the motion on was it Thursday? I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. I wasn't really paying that much attention to it now, but I sort of listen. What happened is what we tried to do, not on the QT. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't on the QT. We done everything above board, and we were shunned for it, and we were. Listen, you know, we'll talk about it later on, because I want to talk about it later on, because it's something that needs to be talked about, you know, that sort of way. But I was going to hit the button there. Look, we have 1,000 viewers. We haven't, but that was from the other night, or that was from the other night. Yeah.
Do you know what, Paul? You're like matching into your background.
I'm like, what?
You're matching into the background.
I know, you have the hair.
With the colour of you. Yeah. No, with the colour of you.
Oh, the colour of me, yeah. I was out with the girls today. Like, a big shout out to Erling Abroad, the girls. So I was back out with them today, not training with them. I didn't go training last week, but I'll be back with them on Wednesday, on Thursday, I think I will. But I was actually out there today, and it was great to be standing there shouting at them, come on, getting them to do stuff. And like, my daughter scored a lovely goal and a point. Now, they were beaten, but hey, listen, they played brilliant. I have to say, they were really, they really come on leaps and bounds, because I haven't been there for over a year. You know what I mean? So, and the girls were asking me, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? When are you coming back? You know, because they all miss me. They get on. Listen, if I left here today, you'd all miss me. You know what I mean? Let's be honest about it. So, you know, the girls, I get on great. I have a great rapport with the girls.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, Ross is coming in later on. I might prefer him as a co-host.
Yeah, well, it's my show. Fuck off. But no, Ross
swear
will be in.
Jack.
Ross will be in.
Ross
I said,
will not be using bad language.
no, he'll be in about 9:30. About 9:30. I said, me and you would just come on and do what we have to do, and we'll bring him on. 27 comments. Jesus Christ. We all need to pray for positivity to Michelle Keane. Yes, we do. Best of luck, Michelle. Did she put in something in there? No. Okay.
Thanks, Fran.
I'm with the teddy bear. Shamrock
More down,
Shane.
Michael.
Lol, I miss you. I'd chase you down, Paul. Thank you.
Oh, Sarah, don't encourage him, please.
Thank you. Dahi, good evening, Paul and Orla. Looking forward to the show. How are you, Dahi? How's things?
Thanks, Dahi.
Must be years, lol. Hi, Orla. Looking well. Fitz, you need a good moisturiser to preserve those rugged good looks. Thank you, Mickey.
Thanks, Mickey.
Hi, Orla. Hi, Paul. Where are the kitties? I don't know.
One's here, and I don't know where the other two are.
Oh, Shamrock Sean, when did you get the tickets? When are them tickets for? They're not for the 26th, are they? To see the Wolf Towns in Liverpool. Oh, I'd love to. If it was the 26th, I'd love to be going over to that as well. That's the day Liverpool do the tour, you know, around the, what do you call it? KO, Yup, Paul Nolan. What did Paul do? I like Paul. Paul's a good guy. Sarah, I saw him first. Deadly. Juniper.
Can I fight over him? Oh, for God's sake.
Juniper, are you Paul? You couldn't be Paul Murphy's child. No way, you just couldn't be. Liverpool, June 20th. Oh, okay. May 26th it is, Paul. LFC party. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it'd be brilliant. Be brilliant, I swear to God. I'd love to be going over. I really would. Because with COVID, the last time Liverpool won it was COVID, and it was like the Liverpool fans didn't give a shit. They still came out in force, you know what I mean? But you know, they were all outside. Did you see what happened? But it was very funny what happened last week when they clinched the title. I thought it was very funny. Some Everton guy bought 10,000 bleeding smoke things, but they were blue. And he sold them all. I don't know if it was 10,000. It was a couple of thousand. Okay. And he rewrapped them in red, and he sold them all outside the ground for a couple of quid each. The lads were going in thinking when they win, they'll pop it. And when the load of them popped it, the bleeding blues they're coming out. You want to see them on video trying to put it out.
Oh, no.
It was blue everywhere in the stadium. Yeah, they all thought they were getting the, what you call it?
The red, yeah.
Yeah. Paul Nolan, welcome back, bro. Welcome. Yeah, welcome, Paul.
No, not that Juvenile.
And how was Gorgeous Anthony? He'll be in later on, I'd say. 35 years ago, the real one. Yeah. It's a football thing, Ollie. You wouldn't get it. I got rid of Fianna Fáil Council that I drink with from time to time. That there are 75,000 homeless. Like, there's probably more, guys. There's probably more, honestly. Like, what about people with kids? Like living with their mas and dads with 2 and 3 kids in 2 bedrooms, you know, because they can't afford to go anywhere. You know, come on, like, you know.
And 3 generations as well, which we came across when we were out canvassing.
Yeah, exactly. Paul, make sure you block that Irish native imposter from Syria when he comes in. Okay, so you're the good one, are you? You're the one we need to keep. Okay, with the one with no picture. One of them little flies flying a bleeding around me. You know it's warm when they. Yeah. How are the cats, Orla? Des Finnegan.
They are fine. As I said, there's only one of them here, Ario. I don't know where the other 2 have gone. Hiding.
We've wonderful weather this week across the sea. It's like the benefit cuts to sick and disabled here. Yeah, they're doing it here as well. Like we're all means tested. Everyone is means tested.
Yeah.
If you're Irish, I mean, this is why I'm lying out in the sun. I'm hoping that I can just go in and be granted whatever. You know, I'll just say no English. I doubt if I'll get away with it now at this stage. Like, you know what I mean? They just tell me to stick out my tongue and they say, I know who you are.
Yeah, they have to do a picture up on the wall from the Sunday World.
Yeah. Stop. I bet it was a smaller house. All the 3 generations. I bet, yeah, it's crazy. Like
normal 3 or 4 bedroom houses, and there was 3 generations in them, and they were waiting on a council house for years.
Yeah, Sarah Hegarty. That's the thing, define homeless, but sure, they can't define what a woman is, what a man is,
exactly.
what hate is, yeah, etc. Yeah, And I tell you, when Ross comes in, I want to talk to him about this as well, because they're rushing this hate speech bill that we're going to be fined if we don't do this. By the way, I haven't got many videos pulled down. I have to do the videos live. Something happened with the editing software, and it's looking for me to upgrade it now to £100, a month instead of the 25 that it was. I thought, no, won't be doing that. So
well, wouldn't it be very handy, Paul, if you had a co-host who, downloaded videos for you and sent them over to you?
Yeah, but like, yeah, I still have to upload. I still have to pull them down. Yeah, oh yeah. Well, what you do is deadly. Yeah. But when I have to go on to Twitter, when you send me the Twitter feed, well, I go in there then and I copy the link and I copy it into software that I have, and it pulls down the whole video, and then I can not edit it, but I can make it shorter or bigger or add pictures to it or whatever, But it just didn't work.
Some of them I screen recorded earlier on anyway, just for handiness sake.
Yeah. I know I have them there. And anyway, I have Cal, I have Nick Delahanty, I have them pulled down, I have Del Big Tree, I have a load of them. But somebody sent me on loads of stuff as well. I'm at 22 messages from, I think it's Del. I'll just say Del. Fair play to you, mate. Thank you very much. But loads of stuff. I have one there from Ferg as well. And I'd like to say hi, Teresa. Good evening, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
That's Ferg's mother-in-law. How's things, Teresa? But
and how Emer, Martin's mother, normally always watches the show.
Yeah, she does. There's loads of people that watch the show. I know loads of people now that watch it. The amount of people who come up to us getting off the train at Connolly Station was mental, wasn't it?
I know. It was crazy.
Yeah. Age brings wisdom. Yeah, I know.
Well, now he is 164, so he has a lot of wisdom.
Your blonde hair will give you away, Paul. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The British Labour government are going to announce major restrictions on both legal and illegal immigration tomorrow. We need to do the same. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just play this video from that Ferg sent me in. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. It's how the left work and we work. We're supposed to be the far, far away, bad far right who are fighting with people and who are doing everything, This sort of shows you the real. You know what I mean? Whereas RTE show you what they want to show you. Well, let's break the narrative here now and let's play this. Okay, let me just bang this up here.
I just want to show you the difference between the two sides here, right? Everything was meant to kick off at 2 o'clock, right? It hasn't kicked off yet, I'll tell you why. There's people over here and they're praying. And I show them the respect to deserve while they're praying, right? Now look at these animals. There's the difference, folks. Absolute respect. Oh, that's paid, is it? Okay, made a fast to everyone, is it? How many have you got in your house?
I light from the other side.
Oh, you have to stand there, do we? Oh, how many have you got in your house, buddy?
What?
How many have you got in your house? How many refugees have you got?
I'm homeless.
You're homeless? Okay. You're homeless, but you want to welcome more people into this country. When you have nowhere to put them. When there's nowhere to put them, like.
I've nowhere to put you, but you want to bring 1,000 more.
There's nowhere to put you. You've no home, but you want to. Yeah. But you want to bring in more foreigners.
I built my own house here.
You built your own house?
Yes.
But you're homeless?
We have guests all the time.
You have guests all the time?
Yes.
Right.
It's something that you don't have.
How many refugees are you housing?
I am a refugee.
No, but how many refugees have you taken in your house?
As many as necessary.
As many as necessary? From where?
Wherever. I am a refugee.
Yeah, okay, you've said that, yeah.
Like.
Yeah. But they're taking in people that are coming from places where there's no war. So I won't take it anyway. I take an Irish person, not a refugee.
You're not helping the homeless at all.
Well, you would, yeah. Irish homeless.
I am.
Irish homeless.
Everyone. This building is...
night was dark and the fight was over. their souls have gone down in bondage. First I met was a gray-haired father, searching for his only son. I said, oh man, well, there's no use searching, for up to heaven your son has gone. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country. Oh, he fought for Ireland and Ireland only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. Now the old man cried out broken-hearted, bending o'er, I heard him say, I knew my son was too kind-hearted. I knew my son would never leave. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country. Oh, he fought for Ireland and Ireland only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. The last I met was a dying rebel, bending low. I heard him say, God bless my home in dear Cork City. God bless his cause for which I died. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his
Thousands, sorry, isn't there?
he fought for
Well, folks, there you have it. Make sure you get
Brilliant.
down to Cork. But you can see, boy, like, I'm going to be honest, Orla, I've been to nearly every protest we've had. There has never been trouble at it. There's none of this crap shouting at these idiots, these useful gobshites on the left. But you see by their rhetoric, like you seen at the start of that video, that people were praying and they were shouting over them. This is what scum we have being paid by
We
NGOs.
saw it, yeah, we saw it at the GPO, the aggression behind him. I actually loved Drew's comment where he said that was good for the soul. Thought that was really good. And
Yeah.
I just love just the pictures of Ferg and he's the flag behind him. I just love that.
Yeah. I'm looking to do, how can I fix this fucker? It's green screen is not working properly there. Oh no, that way.
Don't be showing the bodies now, Paul. They're supposed to be hidden away.
No, I know.
That's where on the lefties go.
Yeah, but you can actually see it. They're just scum, like, you know what I mean? I seen it outside the Shelbourne firsthand exactly what they were like. It was actually, I think it was the first day I met Gavin Pepper when I done the video with him and it went viral. And as the man says, the rest is history, like, you know what I mean? But that was the day. It was about 2.5 years ago, and the Shelbourne. It was the standoff at the Shelbourne, and they had about 300 there, and ours. There was only a handful of us. You know what I mean? And they were giving us terrible stick. And then by 2:00, you couldn't move outside the Shelbourne. There was that many of us. You know what I mean? And they soon changed the tune, like, you know what I mean? They soon changed the tune. But they're scumbags. Good evening, all. I'm just home from Bundoran. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to check and see what's up there for Bundoran, and I'll pull it down. Well, I won't pull it down. I'll play it live here on the thing. We are all Nazis now, for fuck's sake. Yes, we are. And this is what they do. I can't even come home on business, let alone move back. There are no incentives to move back home. Yeah.
We know.
I painted Ferg. Ah, well done, Emmanuel. Good man. I think I've seen that paint. I seen a picture of that painting. Brilliant, yeah. Frank Conway. Hello
Hey,
there.
Frank, how are you?
How are you? Share this. That must be us. Like, share, comment, send it away to everyone. You know what I mean? The far left woke scum. That's exactly what they are. It's just, there are a few things more beautiful than see of Irish strikers, Irish people unite. And yeah, it's brilliant to see. And I think Cork is going to be huge. And I think Dublin again is going to be huge. You know what I mean? But just roll in there with their flags, with their banners, stand there and unite with the people, and that's just how it is, you know. And fuck the begrudgers and the horses they rode in on, really. You know what I mean? I don't really give a shit, like. But Nazi, we're socialists. Nazis, we're socialists. Yeah. Hi, Frank. Hello, handsome Frank. You're
here, Mike, for God's sake.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Come on. Emmanuel. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're just going to bring Ross up now. Once he connects his devices, he needs to connect his mic and his stuff. Hello, Paul. Hello, Orla.
Hi, Carol.
JD, he's up for Lol, Michael. JD.
Ireland Force AC.
All Ireland Force AC. Lol. Okay. I'm not getting that.
No.
Bum. Okay, grand. But I don't know whether Ross is having trouble with his. Are you there? That's not me.
You hear me?
I can hear you, all right. Yeah. Do you want to come in or do you want to?
Sure. Maybe there's an issue with the camera.
Yeah. Did you enable it? Enable the camera. Just switch on your camera there now in the settings. Yeah. And we will bring Ross in. Does Martin want to come in for a few minutes? Martin,
he's like another Japanese correspondent. What I started off with.
I know, yeah, but like, if he's just going to sit there doing fuck all, maybe you could do the comments.
Oh, Martin! Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's the story?
I was trying to behave myself.
Hold on.
I know you were, but you couldn't be doing the comments while you were behaving.
Yeah,
Martin, have you clothes on yet?
Huh?
Have you clothes on yet?
Did you like that order? Did you?
Tech issues. All right, Ross is having tech issues, but he'll be in a few minutes.
I go on to TikTok, and here's a video of Martin with no clothes on, walking through the woods
with the dog. Yeah, you're damn right. It was just the day. It was the day for. Yeah, it was fucking beautiful.
I'm still a bit shaken, Martin, after it.
It's actually pissing rain now. But my God, I tell you, the cloud seeding is working today. I'll tell you that much.
Oh God.
It was absolutely glorious sunshine this morning. So I said, you know what? I'm going for a walk in the woods with no clothes on, and I did. It was lovely. And then I decided to share.
And I'm sure loads of people on TikTok have seen it.
Have they? I have looked.
You did the video.
I did.
Yeah, up on TikTok. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Michael, don't be getting too excited now. It's only from about here up, though.
So you don't know whether you're naked or not.
Mickey have to go with shorts on.
I wasn't naked. I had boots on.
Ross's camera isn't working.
Hey, no, try this one there. That one there now. No, hang on. No, this is the best comment of the night. Now, there you go.
Martin shirtless, yum. Oh, not you,
Do you know what? When Ross comes on now, Michael won't be able to contain himself all night now.
Yeah, well, Ross is having trouble with his camera. We could be safe.
Oh Lord. Mm.
Fair play to Michelle Keane for exposing the scum. Yes, but she's been doing it
work.
a long time now.
Yeah, she's doing great work.
Hope you didn't flash your langer, Martin. Dennis.
To who? It was me, the trees, and the dog.
Yeah.
The poor boars are now traumatized.
It's like that old one. If a tree falls in the forest and there's nobody there to hear it, doesn't make a noise, you know?
No,
you should get the video. It's on TikTok.
Funnily enough, I did actually meet other people.
Oh, that were naked too?
No.
Oh, did you get Martin? Or did you give Martin back his bank card yet?
Kind of. I mean, there's nothing left on it now, but you know, but you're lucky trusted me with it. So what do you do?
Mickey Tip, Ross is arrived. You better get that camera going on.
Poor Ross is gonna go, what in God's creation have I signed up for?
Eddie O'Grady. Hey, look at Eddie's on. Look, watch.
What's Eddie? Eddie, now come on. It's Jaden on tonight. Jaden, now you are just going to have the running yourself now with graphics.
Lads. Yeah. No. Eddie, in fairness, the dogging scene has gone to shite now. Four lads jerking off around a Ford Escort, like, for fuck's sake. Sorry, Orla.
I just give up at this stage.
I should have said a Mark II Escort.
Yeah, Ross is having issues with his camera on his laptop there, so I just sent him a message there to see does he want to come in using his phone.
Oh yeah, tell him that's what I use, so it should be okay. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. We're gonna get somebody sent on the video of Martin. Oh Lord God! Do you know what? We are so easily entertained.
Well, look, there's one thing I'm not is shy or bashful. So you know, it's just
Martin.
It is what it is.
I will say one thing. In all seriousness, the hair looked great.
It was a bit rough though. I wasn't going to bed. I hadn't taken a brush to it yet, like, you know. So that's as bad as I look. And any given day.
So when you were out filming, Martin, was this like, you know, a bit like, you know, were you just visualizing like Brokeback Mountain or something like that?
I actually really like that movie.
Oh no!
Really like that movie. Yeah, I really like that movie.
Heavily D-Wall put out a post calling for support in court on June 7th. That's a Saturday though. Is that correct? June 7th. I'll tell you now when it is.
I don't
know. Is that not the March date?
Yeah, it is. It's a Saturday. June 7th is the day of March. Yeah,
that's the day of the March. Yeah. We'll all be in Cork.
Yeah.
And I believe that I believe for anybody who can't make it to Cork, there's a nationwide call to protest the council, all the council offices on the same day.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Happy birthday to Jack Ross. He's still not in there, but hey, listen, it is what it is. Never done that before. Just go with the mic. Okay, I'm gonna bring him in there. Yeah, he's not there now.
Hey lads, can you hear me?
Hang on there. Hello, Ross. How are you?
Not too bad, lads. I just walked into conversation, something about Martin being naked or something like that.
Yes, in the woods, Ross. Yes.
In the woods. That's a peculiar place, huh? Man, I met you for the first time just recently.
We did down in Cork, yeah.
Yeah. And you too, Orla. I've seen you all over social media. And that figurine as well. This is very nice. Do you know the little figurines?
Oh, yes. Jaden does them for us, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Good to see you as well, Paul.
How are you doing, buddy? Good.
Not too bad. I just actually read your article, or the Sunday World article with you with your tongue out. They always choose the best picks, don't they?
Oh, yeah. And the one they did coming out the last day now that it wasn't the Sunday World Rammer, it was someone else. I was well dickied out, I tell you. Yeah, it was like fucking something else, Sopranos. It was nice to get away from that sticking out my tongue picture, you know.
I know, but look, I've similar experience with them as well. you know, when you see them with their cameras out, you just kind of see red a little bit.
Yeah.
And they capture that, and that's the one that they run with. You know, because after all, we are far right thugs. You know, we have to.
Exactly.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, I just seen that we played that video, Ferg's video, of the difference between us and the left, and how crazy these people really are. Us, you know what I mean? Like, you've been to many protests as well, and there's never been any trouble at any of the protests we've been at until these scumbags come in. You know,
if there's any trouble, it comes from their side. We've experienced it many times up in Dublin, down in Cork. We had a big one there during COVID, and just like outside the GPO, the Gardaí are facing us and have, you know, them their backs to them as if they're protecting them. And we had a similar experience here in Cork. They weren't getting a good enough reaction from us. So they marched the guards marched the rent a mob closer to us. Eggs were thrown and things like that. But still, we weren't triggered. We didn't react. But the newspapers run, of course, far right protest, you know, and everything that goes with it. They always try to paint the worst possible picture, you know. But people are waking up. There's a definite shift in the culture. We can all feel it. We can all see it. We have another massive protest. It is trains booked out. The 7th. I have a feeling it's going to be the biggest thing we've seen in Cork in a long, long time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You guys are coming down to it as well, yeah?
Yes, 100%.
We are.
Hopefully, all going well. Yeah. Martin hopefully will have clothes on him.
Clothes, yes, please.
Oh, actually, yeah, no, sorry, no, hang on. The lefties do that naked thing in public down in Cork, so fuck that shit. I'm out.
You'll be regarded as a lefty.
Yeah, fuck that shit. No, Cork should be amazing, but I suppose the other side of Cork is, and Ross, you know this, Cork is probably woke central. Most of the high-level Antifa retards are based out of Cork.
Yeah, well, I find in my experience, Limerick was always the worst. Waterford's pretty bad. Galway as well.
Waterford is bad, yeah.
But when we were doing the campaign on the Sovereign Voyage and going around to libraries, even if we were just passing through, it's almost like if they had spies and, you know, they were always there to meet us, only to, you know, to make our videos more entertaining, because they just make a complete show of themselves, you know. But yeah, Limerick is pretty woke for me. Really woke. Cork's pretty bad. You have you know, the UCC and all the universities and colleges. They're really trying to push this agenda. So it's pretty bad. In my experience, Limerick is the worst.
Yeah, I'm just looking there. Someone's at the putting in a comment there. Hang on, Ross. Can we expect the Sovereign Voyage again with Andy sometime soon?
I'm not quite sure. Haven't spoken to Andy in a few months.
Nobody has. Well. He seems to have gone off the radar, doesn't he? I think he's in love.
Well, yeah, good for him. But I don't know. There was another article hit piece put out about Andy there. He was up for I think public order charges, and he promised not to breach the peace. So, you know, therefore he can't you know, protest and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I know. Listen, you and him did great work in them libraries, but they're trying to tar you as some sort of, you know, anti-gay. Well, I'm not saying anti-gay, but trans. We all saw that video of what happened that evening. Like, you were attacked by them. You didn't attack anybody. You know, it's, you know.
Absolutely, Paul. Absolutely. In fact, I was the only one with photographic evidence of being attacked. My hands and arms are all scratched up. When I went to the DPP, they had no interest in processing that. Nothing to see here. But when I went past your man at the door, all I did was kind of nudge by him a little bit, and then there was a full-on attack with umbrellas and everything. Yeah. And I think it's pretty clear to see that from the comments as well. I get a lot of support and feedback, and it's just after going viral again. It's quite strange when you see this video pop up all the time. But the thing that strikes me is the people don't want this anymore. enough is enough. And I think the woke peaked in 2020, and it's just on a downslide ever since. And I think it's a good time for me. I have my appeal. I'm back again on the 22nd of this month. So I'm going to fight all the way. And I just think it's completely, you know, we have these judges. You know, the worst judge in Ireland, or even person in Ireland, for me, is Judge Martin Nolan. He's a total paedophile sympathizer. He's a complete, you know, he's a guardian angel for pedophiles. And, you know, when you think of the worst person in society could be, you think of a pedophile, wouldn't you?
Exactly, 100%.
What does that make him, Orla? What does that make him so if he's kind of like their guardian angel?
Well, Ross, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, anybody, you don't even have to be a parent. Any crime against children is the worst thing possible. I mean, the very, very worst. And he is letting people off with suspended sentences. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And he's getting away with it time and time again. But it's only us, as in nationalists, that are highlighting what's going on. Like, where has he been discussed up in the Dáil? Where's Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael or Sinn Féin or any of them bringing this out? You know, it's the nationalists that are highlighting what Judge Nolan is at.
But Orla, it makes perfect sense because the EU and UN and WF agenda is perfectly clear. Judge Martin Nolan's actions make perfect sense. He's reading off a script that is given to. You see, the big problem we have in Ireland is by our constitution, the Dáil and the judiciary are supposed to be completely separate. There's supposed to be no political influence on the judiciary whatsoever. But unfortunately, our constitution has been completely ignored and corrupted. So our political class are influencing the judicial class, and that is not supposed to happen. It's one of the first things. It doesn't matter whether it's Ireland First or whatever political entity asks the people, may we look after your affairs. If they do not rise to the very, very top of the first things that need to be dealt with, the separation of state and judiciary. That is the judiciary must be completely impartial, which means every Supreme Court judge and every district court judge in this country needs to be removed. And that is something that must happen. We do not solve this politically without removing every single Supreme Court judge and district court judge, and they all have to be replaced. And there has to be, you see, a judge is untouchable in this country, so there has to be penalties for judges who do not act in the best interest of not the state, the nation. And this is key.
The victims, and you don't get a greater victim than a child.
That is the nation. That is the nation. The nation is. See, the state. You see, you have to realize there's a difference between nation and state. The state, from a state point of view, the state of Ireland, the government are doing a fucking A1 job. They're doing a great job looking after the state of Ireland. But the state of Ireland is not its people, and the nation of Ireland is important.
Totally agree. These judges are politically appointed, and I just want to mention as well the judge that convicted me, the dishonourable Judge David, Waters. I wouldn't be surprised if all these judges were like bosom buddies, you know, and if they were like sending naughty pics to each other in drag, you know. That's the kind of impression I get with these creeps. They're not serving the Irish people. They're serving a political agenda, and it's great to see more people waking up to it as well, because the numbers are just growing. We have the protests are becoming more frequent and becoming stronger in numbers as well.
Yeah. Did you see that comment there, Ross, where somebody said the signatures to remove Judge Nolan are at 66,000?
Wow, how many does it take? You know, how many more does it take?
I don't know. Do we need 100,000?
It doesn't matter. You can get 1 million signatures. It does not matter. Unless you remove the corrupt government, the TD sitting in the Dáil, nothing changes. You can have 1 million man march and nothing changes. Well, 1 million man march and you physically pull them out of office. There's two routes this country goes. There is we have our 1 million man march and we physically remove them from office, or we have our 1 million man march and we actually ensure that the election process is scrutinized so heavily that those 1 million votes in our favor will count. And I mean scrutinized with actual militia guarding the ballot boxes. They're the only two routes to taking this country back. There are no other options. So politically, we have to 100% ensure that there is open, free, fair elections, and anybody who doesn't have the right to vote via our constitution is physically stopped from voting. Because the government are going to push for, in the next election, I guarantee you that every Tom, Dick and Harry will be allowed to vote in general elections. They've run the test case with the local elections and nobody batted an eyelid. So they're the two options. It will be a 1 million man march by force or a 1 million man march via militia guarding the ballot boxes and actually ensuring that those 1 million people's votes count. But that is what it's going to take.
What do you think?
We don't even need 1 million on the streets.
What do I think the chances are? I'm hopeful that I don't want things to get worse, but I believe things are going to get worse. And my hope is that I feel with the conversation, I speak to a lot of people, I feel that the conversations I was having 2 years ago are much easier now. And absolutely. People are actually agreeing with me, and I'm going, I know. And I haven't softened my approach, but I believe a lot of people are now seeing it. Unfortunately, I still think it's going to get worse. Look, you know yourself, Ross, geopolitics, whatever happens in Europe, if Europe keep pushing towards war with Russia, that has a knock-on effect on economics. Money will run out in Ireland because it's been spent on war, and the 100,000, 150,000, possibly up to 250,000 plus in this country that are on benefits that shouldn't be here. Once their benefits are cut, they will turn into what they naturally are, and people will realize very, very quickly what has happened, and we'll have a fight in our hands, and we'll have to fight back. I at this point I don't see another alternative. I think it has to get worse before we really, really, really push the dial. The government is softening a little bit, but they're softening in mainstream media via the words. Nothing is changing policy-wise. They're still full steam ahead with the policies, the EU policies, and the fact that they're talking about, what is it, 2 weeks to sanctions on Ireland with the hate speech bill. Gets
2 months.
Very,
2 months.
2 months. Sorry, apologies. 2 months. Yeah,
we can get a few protests in. So, do you know what I mean?
Well, I reckon that should be a good catalyst. As in, if we know the date that is happening, if we can actually march on, and I mean march on Dáil Éireann, with the same numbers, or preferably double the numbers that we had in Dublin the last time. I think that should send enough of a signal to the government that this is a bad idea. This is water charges all over again.
Yes, it's very reminiscent of water charges. Hey, Martin, you actually were mentioning something about the wars in Europe and all the rest of it. It kind of triggered them. Did you see that viral video just it's going around there the last few hours with Starmer and Macron and
cocaine?
What do you think of that?
But sure, look, I'm sorry. If you think your elected officials aren't on, sorry, okay, right. Just to go back to, right. So a lot of the farmers in the country are on cocaine. A lot of the business people in the country are on cocaine. A lot of the youngsters doing trades and apprenticeships are on cocaine. The country got absolutely fucking flooded with cocaine during COVID because there was nothing there to stop the shit coming in, and there was nowhere else for everybody to go. Our country,
lads, I'm just going to bring Ferg in here. We have the one and only Mr. Fergus Power. Hello there, Ferg. How are you? I'll bring you in this week. How's things?
Hey, Ferg.
Oh, Ferg, how are you?
All right, Ferg.
Hey, Ferg.
Oh, Jesus Christ. God. Right, Ross, we've had two lads fighting over you in the comments. Now Ferg's come on now. So listen, between, Jesus Christ, they're all going to go playing mad now.
How's things, buddy?
You see that deal of a flag behind me?
Yes, I do, Ferg. I love you with the flag.
Yeah, I love it.
We
played that video
earlier.
Yeah, good. We played the video you sent me earlier, and it just shows you, like, Ferg, you've probably been to every blade
It's breaking up on me.
And we have never got into trouble at protests unless it's the lefties that do it. Have we, Ferg? It's always the same. Ferg has Bell's palsy there.
I think he's froze.
Yeah, I think he has.
Hold on, he might come back up in a minute.
He'll come back up in a minute, I'd say.
Ferg's been from every pillar and post in Ireland. Yeah, it's fantastic. He started off with the Enoch Burke thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. There he is back. You all right? He's gone again. He's at the going out and coming back in. Yeah. Well, that's where that's where I met Ferg, was at the Enoch Burke thing. Now, I used to see pictures of him the whole lot.
Right.
And I was in the area one day and I dropped in. I just parked the car and I walked around, and Ferg was there with another lady. I think her name could have been Helen or something. She was nice. She was an older lady. She was a lovely woman, but she was there all the time. And I stood there for an hour or two with him, you know what I mean? And then I headed off, and then I went another day. But like, I wasn't, like, he was there every day.
I know.
Rain, hail, sleet, or snow.
Yeah. I remember actually Chris Sky from Canada came as well. It was like a circus. It was a good day. Derek was there. Andy was there, I think. Yeah, it was just a fantastic day. And look how that's international news now. That whole Enoch Burke situation, you know.
Yeah.
The world's eyes are on Ireland.
Exactly. But for him to be locked up for that length of time was horrible. Like, you know what I mean? It really was.
Yeah, shocking. Mm-hmm.
So they took all his money. They cleaned out his account, but he's still showing up outside the school, isn't he?
Yeah. Pat Doyle is asking, where can I buy your wife's song? It's Bleeding Savage. It is. It is very good. Now, I have to say, I had us all crying, hadn't I? But Liz is correct.
You were crying. You know, Ross, Paul is a big soft touch. It's been a few times now he's been crying on the show.
I can't imagine Paul crying. No, I can't imagine that.
This show was recorded. We have the recordings.
I wasn't crying. There was a bit of dirt in my eye, Ross.
Orla, we've seen Paul cry loads of times. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, normally you want to give him a clip around the ear is normally when he cries.
I'm going to play the Gits video here. Okay, the video of the Git. So we'll play that and we'll come back. Oh, here's Ferg back. Hang on.
He's back.
Let's see. Is he back up there? We'll get him in there. There he is. Now, hang on. I move him down here. The Wi-Fi is better in the car, Ferg, is it?
Much better, Paolo.
Ferg, I don't recognise. Is that you? Where's the flag?
It's right behind me.
Oh, behind him in the car. There's always a flag with Ferg. Yeah.
I got the sleep back and the flag and all early.
Good man. Patter's on asking about your wife's song. He wants to know, can he buy it anywhere? Or download it or something?
I don't know how you do it. I could send him a copy. If he leaves a number or something, I'll send him a copy of it through you, if they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Well, like, I already have it there. Like, we have it there. I have the whole video there. You know what I mean? So if you just download it, if he sends me a WhatsApp, if he sends a WhatsApp into the WhatsApp group there, I can send it on to him. I have the whole video there. You know what I mean? And I think I have the audio as well. Like, I cut it to audio as well. So yeah, send it in there, lads, and I'll hook you up with that. I'll send it on to whoever wants it.
Are we all buzzing about Ferg?
I was just going to say, Ferg. I was just going to say, it's looking to be a big one. I think the biggest one we've had in a long time.
Lads, I tell you, the buzz, everyone, I tell you, the amount of people from Dublin travelling down and all over the place, the north, the whole lot. I hope he gets a great show. He deserves it. They just put him into this from the start, and he deserves all the support in the world.
100%, and they're putting on more trains as well because they've sold out all the seats. We're going to see people from all over Ireland come here to Cork.
Come here. But I was told, right? Apparently, there's an all-Ireland thing or something. There's something going on the same date, so they've held back 500 trains or something like that, or 500. Tickets. So they're waiting for the result of some GAA game to see what the crack is. But come here, don't listen to that fear-mongering either. I'd say you go in there that morning, you have no problem getting a train at all.
Yeah.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. I know, I'd say it to be huge. You know, look, you're going to have Cork itself, you know, and never mind all the rest coming down.
Yeah, we've had some good ones during COVID in Cork. We've had a few thousand people, but this is going to blow all of that out of the water.
Yeah,
and it's going
hopefully,
to be interesting to see, you know, just the what the media might say about it. And I think they're going to have to change their tune. They can't all say that we're a fringe minority anymore, because you're basically calling the rest of Ireland far-right extremists for speaking out against the government. You know, so they're going to have to change tactic, I think.
Yeah, and
Given
they can't
the,
hide the numbers anymore either. Like, do you know, because of all the videos,
so
you know, it was very obvious.
given the
You know, the
momentum,
amount on
yeah,
the streets.
given the momentum, right? So basically, the huge turnout in Dublin, Cork is trending massive. Who's calling Limerick? Who's calling Waterford? You know what I mean? That basically we need to do every city in the country, one after another after another. Every month it should be every single city. Kilkenny needs one, Waterford needs one, Limerick needs one. You know what I mean? That Galway needs one. You know, Galway gets overlooked a lot. When there was no a real big nationalist protest in Galway, and it's definitely one of the Walker cities.
It is, yeah.
So I'd say that one of the big names with the big reach needs to call another city. As soon as Cork is done and dusted, call the next city, and after that, call the next city, and we'll keep going. We keep going all summer long.
Yeah,
just protest after protest after protest. When every city is done, start again in Dublin. You know what I mean? And then some of the bigger midland town, inland towns, Athlone, fucking Tralee, fucking, the problem is all over the country. But you have to have a voice behind the call. You know what I mean? And once that voice calls it, everybody will come to the banner. They'll bring whatever colors they're under. So like I said, I'll put that shout out now to somebody with a voice in Limerick, Waterford, Kilkenny, Galway, wherever. You call the next one, okay? Straight after Cork, call it straight away, because we'll be there. All of us will be there. Every single one of us will be there.
Yeah,
there's an appetite for it now, and I think it's catching on.
There's also, they're brilliant and have a camaraderie and getting to meet people and the whole lot, but if it's not mixed with direct action, there's no point in it. That's being honest, lads. I said this in an interview with Rick Moon. You need to, if you're going to certain places, you need to find out, before we go there, find out who in the area is planting the places, right? And have a rally, but go and do direct action after that and make them feel uncomfortable in their own homes, like they made us feel uncomfortable in their homes through that fucking grid. You know what I mean? There's no point. I'm not saying it's brilliant, great meeting people, but it's not changing anything, lads. You just need to start incorporating direct action and bring it to their fucking doors, right? Simple as that.
Yeah, I agree. We need to be trying to stop the ports as well, stop the airports, shit like that. You know what I mean? That where they feel it. You know what I mean? Like they're peeping out the curtains of the door, laughing at us all out there. They don't care how many thousand of us there is. You know what I mean? We're doing okay. As you said, it's great for networking, Ferg, and meeting like-minded people and being on the same page as people. But then we walk away from that protest, and then we're waiting for the next one. You know what I mean? With no action being taken. You know, that's just my take on it.
We can plan another one. You see, I have an issue with the airports and ports because who we actually hurt is our people, the guys working in those places. You know what I mean? So like fucking, I know for a fact, fucking the majority of people working in Dublin Airport and fucking all the ports around the country, they're on our side. They're our people. You know what I mean? The majority of them. What I want to do is, and I'm sure the politicians love more days off, but let's shut down the councils. Let's shut down the ports and the motorways and all that kind of stuff. Only hurts the working man. Let's shut down the council. Make sure. Let's boycott the councils. Close them down for a week. Close down Dáil Éireann for a week. Let them know you cannot go where you need to want, where you're supposed to work, because we're actually telling you we're in charge. So I think council offices, civic buildings, and the Dáil is what one needs to be targeted. Like I said, I wouldn't imagine. And this is my thing about the airport. I don't go on a lot of holidays or anything like that, and I've been out of the country much. But imagine if you were fucking whatever family and you'd fucking saved up for your fucking lifetime holiday, and fucking we blocked the airport and you couldn't get your fucking holiday because fucking, you know what I mean? Because the country's in shit and we feel the need to protest. You know what I mean? So I do have an issue with that, because we'll affect people who don't deserve to be affected. Council offices, civic buildings, and fucking Dáil Éireann. That's where we need to target if we want to shut stuff down. Do you know what I mean? Fucking let's protest the toll bridges as well. Fucking make sure that they hit them in the coffers. I'll tell you another one. I'll tell you another big fucking scam. NCT centres. Let's shut them down. They're fucking robbing Irish people fucking blind.
Yeah,
left, right, and centre. A Spanish fucking company that is fucking put up the increase the cost of a retest, and fucking the fail rate since the fucking TV program has gone through the roof. I work in the fucking trade. I know what they're fucking failing on now. It's a complete fucking scam.
Martin, language.
Sorry, apologies. Swear jar, ding. Apologies. But I'm passionate about this. But they're heading out to to Malaysia and bringing in Filipinos who'll work for pittance, work 12-hour shifts for minimum wage, that aren't trained mechanics, knocking an Irish person out of a job, and then punishing an Irish person for
No light.
I'm not joking you. The stuff I'm charging people money to do jobs on cars that don't need to be done. It's as simple as that. And they have to pay me, and then they have to go and pay another 40 euros for a Filipino who was brought over here by a Spanish company. So why is a Spanish company running one of our national centres?
Yeah,
exactly.
You know,
yeah.
So you want to hurt people in the coffers. You know, don't hurt the ordinary working man. You protest the state infrastructure, NCT centres, tax offices, council offices, Dáil Éireann. That's what you hit.
Yeah.
Well, we've got to do something, lads, because we know we need to step it up a level here. I do think the numbers are fantastic, and they're growing and getting stronger. But we need to, we just need to. It's not gonna. We need to do something that's going to have an effect. But it's just, yeah. Sorry, lads.
No, you're right, Ross. No, you're right.
No, go ahead, Ross.
You know what you're saying, look, it's all well and good, the protests, but we need to be doing more than just the protests, you know? And I think what Martin was saying is right. Like the NCT company, like they're failing people on the most stupidest things, like one little bulb is gone and then you're charged a fortune for it. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. Everything is a money racket in this country, you know? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's a good idea, Martin, actually, about the NCTs. I'd be quite happy to annoy them.
Yeah, but sure, why not? Other ones, right? There's the corruption runs so deep. I'll throw some other names out there. Aldi's and Lidl's. None of their profits reside in the country. They don't employ that many people. They say that they're great for business. Most of the stores employ an average of 18 to 20 people. They're not massive employers. They work people to the bone. Yeah, they claim they pay. We pay great money. They don't. They work people to the bone. None of their profits reside in Ireland, and they don't declare their profits, so you don't even know if they're paying enough tax. So many companies like that in Ireland. Pennies is another one. Should be completely and utterly boycotted. What's another one? Who else pissed me off? Guineas selling fucking prayer mats and hijabs. Boycott them. Barbers, right? Those useless barbers with no customers. Those vape shops with no customers. Those mobile phone shops with no customers. Yeah. Boycott them. Boycott them. Stop buying food or chippers in, like the old Italian chipper. It's grand. They're here with years. The old Chinese restaurant, the grand. They're here with years. Never caused any trouble at all. Right? Your new chip shops that are 5-10 years that are run by those people from Middle Eastern countries and other countries. Boycott them. Stop spending your money there. That's it.
Go to an Irish barbers, exactly. Irish chippers, any Irish shops.
Yeah, economics. Okay, we could do with economics. And Ross, I hear what you're saying, but we all have to watch our P's and Q's. Those conversations best not had on the Irish column on a Sunday night. But,
absolutely.
But it's tipping away and it's ticking away, and they're, like I said, it's not in my wheelhouse. I don't mind saying that. You know what I mean? But there are others, it's in their wheelhouse, and there are things moving and shaking around the place. And look, you don't need to, if you're in the know and you're on a podcast, then you're not actually really in the know. Do you know what I mean? So it's
that's what I always say as well. Anyone that says that they know exactly what's going on, I don't think they do. I don't think any of us have. I mean, we have certain truths, like COVID was a total tyrannical takeover. What they're doing with the immigration is completely off the charts. But like, I don't think anyone has the full picture that knows exactly what's going on, what's going to happen next. We just don't know. You know. But
you look at the new guy, Ross, from that's taken over. He looks like a Bond villain from the WEF. I actually sent that video on, Paul, and he wants to charge people for water that it's not a human right, you know, for water to be free. And he's taken over from our old pal Klaus. So we're going from terrible to absolutely horrendous, taking over the WEF.
It is quite funny how they...
so much to look forward to now.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that he wanted to charge big. What did you say?
Yeah, I have the video. I sent it off to Paul. Yeah, he's the CEO, or he was CEO over Nestle.
Yeah,
that's actually worse than you'll own nothing and be happy. You know, that's they're going in a very downward track here.
Yeah. This is a picture that was sent on here now. This is me, obviously on the right. Anthony and Murph.
I don't want to be the Flash. I want to be Batman.
Yeah, they should probably do that with the clothes off, Martin.
Yeah. Who am I, the Green Goblin or something?
No, Green Lantern. Green Lantern.
That's
Green
him,
Lantern, yeah. And who's Batman? Is that supposed to be Anthony?
Yeah. Oh, look who you're hitting in this one, Martin.
Well, we'd never fight, Paul.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, hey.
I love. You must think I'm a very violent individual. There's always a weapon in my hand for some reason.
You can go to bed now, Jaden.
We call you like a warrior, Martin.
Huh?
Jaden is up at 3 o'clock now. He has tests tomorrow. He has to go into school and do, or not, whatever he's going, college. So good luck, Jaden. Please God, you'll do well, brother.
Yeah, good luck, Jaden.
Best of luck, Jaden.
Yeah. Paul, can you pull up that video from the WEF just while we're talking about it?
Which one was that?
I downloaded it, so like it should be ready to play.
Paulo.
Sorry, Ferg.
Yeah.
Out the bounce, lads. Come here. I just wanted to say something before I go. The whole Ukrainian thing, everything after it, up to now, and all these criminals getting brought in here, it's all a distraction for the genocide of our people. Going on 23,000 excess deaths now. As I said before, certain people don't want to talk about it. A genocide of our people, and certain people over here don't want to talk about it. It's an absolute disgrace. But that's what it's all about. It's distraction after distraction, right? Yeah. And at the end of the day, all these criminals can be sent home. Ava O'Brien's not ever going to come home again. Yeah. Or all those other people murdered, but medically fucking murdered by them scumbags in the government and Big Pharma and the whole lot. And that's what they're covering up with all these distractions. And it needs to start getting spoken about, lads. Big time, like.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the whole lot of you, yeah? There you go, bro.
Fair play to you, Ferg.
Thanks, Ferg. Thank you.
Tomorrow.
God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Ferg. Yeah, I just wanted it.
I'm just in relation to what Ferg is saying there is I drafting a policy in relation to crime punishment and reparation for COVID damage. So Ireland First is working on it. It's not ready yet, but it will be a very, very good policy, and it will hold everybody who was complicit accountable. Everybody who engaged in propaganda, everybody in the state who pushed it, everybody who funded it, pharma CEOs, etc. It will hold them all accountable. It's pie in the sky unless we actually get into a position to enact it. So that's the big thing. But that policy is being drafted as we speak. Unfortunately, these things take a long time to scrutinize and go through and stuff like that. Actually, can I just give a shout out to a completely selfish Ireland First thing? I'm going to be hosting members Ireland First policy scrutiny session. So an hour-long session where I'll go through the policy and allow Ireland First members exclusively to basically scrutinize, ask questions, etc. It'll be semi-interactive like this. They'll put in the questions and I'll answer them as best I can. So that will be taking place the next couple of Wednesdays, probably between 8 and 9. So you'll get a link via email. And a link, basically, if you're in one of the WhatsApp groups, you'll get a link there as well. So it'll be myself and one other AC member going through the policies we have so far, and then you get to fire in questions and scrutinize and give suggestions and give ideas. So thanks for that, Paul.
Yeah, no matter. Yeah. Ross, what do you think about accountability for all the convict shots?
I think that the evidence is like an avalanche. It's just going to crash down on them. You have whistleblowers all over the world. A little while back, New Zealand doctor, he basically exposed the whole scam. Fauci is in hot water, and Bill Gates as well. In the Netherlands is they're coming after him. But as well as that. The nurses all up and down the country, they know not to get the booster. They know not to get it themselves. So this kind of like festering kind of, I don't know, this information is just like hanging around. It's starting to stink. And like I said, it's going to be an avalanche of information. Like the dog on the street knows, like sudden deaths. Wasn't a few more deaths there in the GAA community.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like we all know what it is. But for some reason, like the government just stays silent on it, and there's no accountability. But I think that's another reason why there's lots of people coming out on the street, because there's no trust in the government. I think COVID did a lot to take away the credibility, and I think it's just going to get more information is going to get out over time. And it's just going to be undeniable, and they're going to have to face the music, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah, well, there you go. I just shared that there. A 2,000% increase in fetal deaths following COVID-19 vaccines. But the CDC in America still recommends them for pregnant women. Like, pregnant
I have a
women
video on that,
shouldn't
Paul,
be
as
getting...
well.
What?
I have a video I sent on to you as well. It's only about a minute or so long, but it's very good. It's from a doctor.
If you look at the sudden and unexpected deaths in the US, look, 2020, there was 49,000. The vaccine was rolled out 2021, there was nearly 80,000. 2022, 75,000. And 2023, 44,000. We all know what happened in 21 and 22. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
I'm going to move this on here now. Top experts sound alarm of a white fibrous clots from deceased mRNA vaccine patients. And this is it here. Do you see them there? This is from John O'Looney. These were pulled out of people. Like the morticians are finding these things, and the pathologists are finding these things, but nobody is talking about it. You know, it needs to be spoke about. It needs to be brought to a head. Like, you know what I mean? John O'Looney's been doing it in the UK for years, you know, but there's nobody here talking about it. We have Marcus de Bruin probably and a few others doing it.
It's not
but
sad.
Other than
it's
that,
not sad,
and Barry from Wake Up Era, I have to say, are doing savage work on this. Savage work. You know, I'll stop sharing that there.
Isn't it sad?
Sorry, like, what were we saying?
It's really sad. I mean, it's the most treacherous, soul destroying. Like, they've killed lives, they've destroyed business, families were ripped apart. It was only a couple of years ago, and people don't care about it anymore. Oh, that's old news. You know, what's next? You know, they want to talk about Ukraine and Trump. They love saying how much they hate Trump and all that. But yeah, they've forgotten about COVID, and it's the biggest thing that they've done to us in our lifetimes. You know.
But it's the problem, Ross, as well, of them trying to normalize that. You know, it's perfectly normal for people in their 20s and 30s just to be dropping dead.
Yeah.
That is not normal. We now have like 12-year-olds dropping dead. That is not normal.
Yeah, there's kind of posters in America that it's not so unusual when young people have heart attacks. You know, they're trying to normalize it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we see, because that's not up on RT or Virgin Media, you know, most people aren't seeing it unless they're watching. We'll say something like this show, or they're listening to Spaces or whatever. You know, it's all been hidden away, and that's why a lot of people don't. You know, they're not copping on either that, or they're asleep to it. They don't want to know.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just shocking. What's that, Paul?
Well, just after reading the comment there, it distracted me a little bit.
Are the lads fighting over you again, Ross? Are they?
Oh my God.
I know, you're going to be sorry you came on this show now. Jade next week now will have a cartoon of you.
Getting all blush here.
Yeah. Sorry, lad. I don't get it every night, Ross. Don't worry about it. I get it every night. But here's an Ontario man files a $36.5 million lawsuit against Pfizer over son's death. So a lot of people are fighting out against this. You know what I mean? They really are, you know.
See, it's mostly over in America, though. We need it more here. You know, I have an article I need to put out tomorrow on Facebook, but in relation to the shots, like, you know, because I don't use the V word, Ross. I just call them shots, jabs, injections, because they actually, any of the doctors I would have watched over in America, they always said, don't call it the V word, because when you say that word, it sounds something positive. But if you say the word shot, jab, injection, it doesn't sound as good, you know? So that's why I always use those words. Even, it's so funny, people will be laughing at me. Even when I go into the vets now and I'm bringing in the kittens, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I need to book them in for their shots. I don't even use the V word for the animals anymore.
You were speaking there, Ross, about athletes, about young kids and all dying. Well, there you go. The number of athletes who have died of cardiac arrest in the last 2 years is roughly equivalent to the number that had died in the prior 38 years.
My God.
You know, so if that doesn't, you know.
Wow. Yeah. That
it's crazy, isn't it?
I don't know what would.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can you play that video, Paul, in relation to the pregnant women? Because that's actually very good.
Hold on, was that you sent me that? Okay.
Yeah.
Did I put it down? Orla. The bleeding hell, yeah. There you are there. Is this the one with Del Bigtree?
No, that's another one. That's actually very good as well. That's in relation to autism.
Okay, hold
The
on.
other one is a lady.
I'm a lady. Him? No. Hold on.
Jesus Christ. Oh.
No, I'm looking at thought leaders, the documents from the trials. No, I don't want that. I have a man here, a doctor, talking about some product that's on the market, Orla.
Should have been underneath listed what it was.
No, it's not saying. I've no video here for it.
I'll probably find it later on when I go on.
Yeah.
But you can put up if Dell's there, put up Dell's one because that's actually very good.
I had that. Okay, let's go with Del Bigtree, people. For anyone who doesn't know who Del Bigtree is, he's the man that's exposing all the vaccine injuries in the States.
His show is called The High Wire.
Yeah, and it's well worth. Just can I just give a shout out to Pada there, because Pada, there you go, Pada. He's on the trans out job. I'm on that myself. But Pada, he asked for Murph to give him a shout out, and he didn't, and he's at the getting tick in the comments. So Pada, shout out to you, Pada.
Bigger lunatic to run this thing. One of those people that stepped out.
Oh, sorry. That's you can play that. That's actually in relation to the water.
Has now entered that space. The former CEO had Peter Breivik Latin.
Es geht darum, ob wir das normale Wasserversorgung der Bevölkerung privatisieren oder nicht. Und da gibt es zwei verschiedene Anschauungen. Die eine Anschauung extrem, würde ich sagen, als Mensch soll
He looks like Barry Keohan's da.
Wasser zu haben. Das ist die eine Extremlösung. Ja? Und die andere, die sagt, Wasser ist ein Lebensmittel, so wie jedes andere Lebensmittel, sollte das einen Marktwert haben.
That may be one of the most chilling things that I've ever seen. This radical extreme idea that water is a right is now going to be the head of the WEF.
Wow.
Yeah, now there you go. Water is a right. Yeah, there you go. The other one with Dale, he's sitting down talking to somebody.
There's no sound.
We're living in a fucking Bond movie. Sorry for cursing again, but like they all look like Bond villains. He's got the weird bloodshot eye.
Oh yeah.
Klaus before him, you know what I mean, looked like fucking Blofeld, like.
Yeah.
It's so strange. Sorry, I was on mute there. What did I do to Patter? I was gone for a while. What happened? Fitzy's on mute now. You're Paul. You're muted.
Sorry, Pada asked when Murph give him a shout out, seeing as though you gave someone else a shout out there a few minutes ago. And you ignored it.
Sorry, I didn't ignore it.
It's all right.
Okay.
You didn't see it.
Just in case anybody doesn't realize, there's when we're in the studio, there's a chat. The chat is open on the right hand side of the screen, but like you've no idea how fast the chat moves because we get so many interactions. It's actually hard to keep tracking. So apologies if I miss somebody, especially you, Patter. Apologies. What was the shout out?
We all know Patter. He knows that. Yeah. Paul, I've just re-tagged you on that video. I've just re-tagged you there now on the WhatsApp.
Okay, hold on. You sent this to me. That's it, Paul. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Yeah,
Ross, I think I need a new co-host. What are you doing 3 nights a week? You're the fellas that's not up to scratch anymore.
That's what I asked you. I asked you, was it the documents one? And you said, no, it's not the documents one.
Oh, don't try and get out of it.
I'm not that. I'll play the recording back if you want. Look, this is recorded. There's no getting out of this. If the lefties can use it, I can use it too.
I know. And I'm not going to have Martin as a co-host because we'll be doing Naked Thursdays or something like that.
Sorry, hold on. Sorry, what exactly is wrong with that? We get the views.
Actually, well, we those figurines that they do, Orla.
Sorry, Ross?
You should do those figurines of yourself and Martin in as he just suggested.
Orla, no. To raise party funds, let's start an old OnlyFans page now.
all the lefties will come out.
My beard and your cats.
My beard.
No, not your beard. Your beard if you want as well. I don't mind. We can do that too.
Back off, Martin.
I'm sure there's people that will pay for that as well.
Oh, Lord God.
I'm going to play this one and we come back.
Probably have a secret crush on you.
Ross,
yeah.
When we were at the protest in Dublin, the amount of people that came up to Orla didn't realize it, that she's like a kind of like a celebrity now in the nationalist movement, that everybody knows her from your Facebook videos and from the show and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
She was absolutely, she couldn't get, how do people know me? How do people know my name? Why are people talking about my plat? Why are people coming up hugging me and stuff like that? So you're a star, Orla. You might not know it, but you are. Yeah.
That's lovely, Orla.
Thank you, guys. Do you know, Martin's just looking for a compliment, Ross. That's why.
No, I'm
or something like that. Is that the case?
She has me credit card details.
Ross, you gave me his credit card details last week. So if there's anything you want, just message me and I'll get it for you. All right.
Let me think of a few things.
Round the world cruise, whatever you want.
Sounds good.
It was to pay for the blue tick account and nothing else.
Love you, Patter. Actually, Patter, Jaden has a wee what you call it for you, as a little cartoon. We must put it up afterwards. Paul, you know the one that Jaden did for Patter. Thanks, Michael.
Have I got that? I'll do that in a minute. Do you want me to play this video or
play
what?
This video first, yeah. Better try not professional.
There were bad outcomes, and the miscarriage rate was 80% in the Pfizer trials. They knew that.
Dr. Kimberly Biss is a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist. She's grown her Florida private practice to a 5-provider group that delivers roughly 300 babies a year. Once the COVID-19 genetic vaccines rolled out in 2021, she observed some disturbing trends in her patients.
I noticed that my miscarriage rate from year to year had gone up by 100%.
She began tracking and comparing her data in real time and made waves when she published her findings on Dr. Jessica Rose's Substack in 2022.
A lot of medical schools, over 50 to 60% of their money probably comes from big pharma.
This is American Thought Leaders, and I'm Yanya Kellick.
You're more famous than Paul, and it's his show. Fuck off you.
Oh, thanks, Tanya. I really like you.
What did you say to me? Was it one Jaden sent me? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Jaden sent one. Do you know the way there's myself and Sarah's in it, and it's especially for Patter?
Oh, hold on.
Now, Ross, we do excuse what Patter's going to come back with, right? But he is talking about my cats.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just prepare yourself.
All right, looking forward to it.
Actually,
Orla, this is
Orla, you ain't seen cats, you've seen Gentle Poets cats.
Oh yes, the Maine Coon ones. Yeah.
Oh my God.
There you go, Patter. Kitten talks with Orla and Sarah. P.S. Patter is not allowed. You'll be in the middle of that there, Patter, won't you? Go on, I'll take you down there.
Oh Lord God.
Who sent me?
You know what? You see, you don't get this crack on what you call it, news talk.
No. Covenant uptake in Orange Weekly Report Spring. Okay. Hold on now. Let me just put this out here. This is someone just sent this on to me. This is the COVID-19 vaccine uptake in Ireland Weekly Report Spring Campaign 2025, week ending 27th of April. Number of boosters. This is from the 4th to the 3rd, 25 to the 27th of the. This is only a month and a half, like.
Right.
10,000 people between 70 and 79 have got the boosters. Jesus Christ Almighty! People, these old people, they
I think these are people in the nursing homes and things like that. Yeah.
80 plus 36,000. Jesus Christ. 70 plus 46,000. Immunocompromised 6 months plus 4,622. And LTCF residents, is that care facilities? Yeah, 17,850. So they're still pumping these into people's arms. It's no wonder that the mortality rate has gone up.
But I can give you an example in my own life where I know of a human that's very close to me that had to physically stop a doctor injecting her mother. I mean physically stop him.
Jesus Christ.
And this doctor still operates a practice where it's only one person. He's still operating under COVID restrictions. You have to remember he's getting what 60, 80 euros a pop, like.
Yeah.
So he's still running a practice where nobody can go in. It's only one person in the room at the time, and he's still dressed up like he's in a fucking sci-fi movie with the masks on and all this kind of stuff. But she physically had to stop him from injecting.
What do you
this
mean,
woman.
Martin? He was like ready to inject, and like he had to step
as in she forced her way into the room to say this is not happening. And this is it. He was trying. Yeah.
Wow.
So look, you've no idea what's going on, and you have to realize that there's very few people who that's unfair. There's plenty of people in their 70 plus age bracket that are awake, but there are an awful lot that only consume local radio and RT, and that's it. That's their only source of information. They have no other source of information, and the papers are the same. Like, so those people need to be protected. If you have an elderly person in your life and they are going to your local GP, you need to go with them. You must go with them, and you must ensure that there is informed consent if they decide they want it. That's informed. That's up to them. So, well, you can't actually get informed consent with COVID vaccines because they never listed.
So we don't know what the ingredients are.
Yeah. But what I'm saying to you is, if you are a carer for an elderly relative or person, go with them to the GP and ensure that you're there. Because the GPs, the majority of them, they only want 68 euros. They don't care about the consequences because they know they've already been indemnified. So, go with them. Protect your parents. And
just what this COVID consultant is saying, the data is very worrying. Older people are largely declining offers of COVID vaccine boosters, but 55.8% of those in long-term care have received it. About half of those in long-term care are dementing and cannot consent, but most would have refused it if they had the capacity.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Like, this is why the deaths are way up, lads. This is it, you know what I mean?
And I said this, I've spoken about this several times. Like, obviously, my mother has passed away, but I made sure that she didn't get it in the nursing home because she's MS, and I wrote in an email to them as well saying no way was she getting it. Now, lucky enough, she didn't want to get it anyway, but I just made sure that no meant no, and that they were very clear on that. But there's a lot out there that don't have anyone to stand up for them.
Also the flu jab is in the same bracket, so avoid that at all costs too.
Yeah,
you don't need it. Nobody needs it.
Hey lads, I'm gonna have to take off there, lads. Can I just say thanks very much, Paul, for inviting me on.
No problem, mate. You walk away.
And looking forward to seeing you all on the 7th next month.
You will.
It's going to be a great.
But you'll be back on the show before that, Ross.
Okay.
As I said, I need a new co-host, Ross. Somebody that be able to do the stuff properly. Paul's failing.
I'd be a poor choice. But it was nice to meet you, Orla, and
you too, Ross.
Face to face as well.
Yes, definitely. Hopefully on the 7th.
Hey, Ross. I'm going to be honest, Ross. I might need a new co-host. So,
I'll set off you. You'll be lost without me.
You guys are like an old married couple, huh?
Ross, I'll tell you what. I'm going to trump their offer, right? Feck these two, the odd couple, and we'll start our own show. How's that?
Let's talk behind the scenes, Martin.
Yeah. Ross, fair play to you. Thanks very much, mate.
Ross, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, lads. Talk to you soon. Take care.
Cheers.
Thank you. Good luck.
Bye. Fair play to Ross for coming on there. Now I have to say, he's been through the mill as well. Like, you know what I mean, with these.
He's a good guy.
Scumbags, like, you know what I mean, and like they've done the same with me. And sure, we know what they've done. You know what I mean, and they're still doing it with me. So I'll be appealing mine. And again, you can see from the video I put into evidence that I was clearly complying because I actually said it to him. Of course, I'm going to comply. I'm hardly going to let you and them 6 cunts over there throw me in the back of a van.
Yeah.
You don't get any more compliant than that. I understand I shouldn't have coursed or this, that, and the other. But no, I'm sorry. Guards years ago used to be more thick-skinned than that. Now they're wearing little purple bleeding or little red shoes and they're rainbow and they're driving around in rainbow cars, So that's on him. You know what I mean? It's not on me. I shouldn't have been victimized for that, you know. But you can clearly see him punching me as well.
Yeah, give a shout out to the whole Cork crew, because there's a huge cohort of people working their asses off down in Cork, Ross and all his associates. Look, you know who you are. I won't name names. There's too many to name, but you know what I mean. They're outside of, we'll say, Dublin, Athlone, and the places that are affected. Like there's huge work going on in Cork and Waterford as well. Like there's great people working in all the cities doing fantastic work. But a shout out to the Cork crew. They're doing absolutely fantastic work, every single one of them, every single day.
Yeah, just going to read this here. Trish Clark, Dolores Cal said it back in 2021 that it would be up to 5 years before the full effects of the injection would be seen. We're coming up on that now. Well, I'm going to be honest. It was Dolores Cal who turned me against all the vaccines and the COVID hoax and the whole lot. She spelled it out as it was. And I'll be moving on now in a minute, but I'll be talking about Dolores again because she was a co-founder of the IFP. We're going to actually play the two videos from the man who won. I'm not saying who won, but the man whose motion came through and the man who got taken out of the party as president. So I'm going to just hang on. And I'll say, you sent that to me, Orla. Hang on. I have it here. Michael Leahy. I will play Michael Leahy first, I think. Susan Delaney. Where are you, Michael?
What's the tip to the situation? Why don't you speak about the tip situation? Well, Martin's from Tipperary.
Michael, Sean Meehan, Clonmel, Ross Gray, Dundrum.
Yeah.
What do you not talk about, Martin?
It's the whole country is the same. The whole country is the same. Like you said, people in Tipperary just pull the finger out, get involved. There's a Sinn Féin element in Tipperary you can join. There's an Ireland First element you can join, or you can just actually go out yourself and patrol the streets, to your own protests, and just work with the people. That this says no group as well. There's loads and loads and loads of people. You just need to pull your finger out and get involved. Give an hour a week. That's it. If you give an hour a week, that's helping.
Yeah, and as Martin said, Sinn Féin, it's in most of the towns now. We have a Dublin one. Reach out to me if you want to become a member of the Dublin one, and I'm an admin of the Dublin one. So we need to be getting people out on the street in Dublin. 10, 12 people. Get the high visits on. 10 high visits here. Get into your area and listen. Once people see you walking around, there'll be no more trouble in the area. You know what I mean? It's not vigilantism, as some people have said. But I'm gonna move on to this. Okay, I'm just gonna give a little gist of what's actually going on here on this one. Let me pull you over here to the tree. Yeah. Okay. What happened was there was we actually tried to do this months ago, and we were. Well, we will talk about that in a minute. Okay. But Michael Leahy brought a motion in to bring in a 3-man committee to take over from Herman Kelly as president. And this is Michael just talking about what has happened. And then what I'll do is I'll play Herman's one as well, because it's like day and night here, you know. Okay, we'll just play this here.
This is Michael Leahy of the Irish Freedom Party. I'd like to thank everybody who voted for my motion to appoint a 3-man committee to take over the role of president over the next 3 months. This motion has been passed with a very substantial majority. I'm very grateful to people for doing that. This is a bit of a leap into the dark, as we know, but I think it is necessary to make change. I think it is necessary, above all else, to forge unity with the other nationalist groups, and I can assure you I'll make my best endeavours in securing that. I'd like to thank Herman Kelly for his magnificent role and the many sacrifices he has made for the Irish Party over the past 6 years. He had the courage to set up the party. He has been a great servant of the party, but it is time to move on. We now need to attempt to forge unity with other groups within the country. I know there are many of them who feel the same way. There's very, very little dividing us, but divisions have arisen in the past months and years for whatever reason. It's now time to try to set those aside. I will give my best endeavours to try and do that. And I hope I can rely on your support and your patience, because this may take time. I don't underestimate the difficulties of what I'm setting about. It can be very, very difficult to bang heads together, even where people have very little dividing them. Nevertheless, it can be small things that can become stumbling blocks. What I would like to see coming out of this process over a period of 3 months is that at the end of it, we will agree to come together. We will agree to have a new Ardesh. We will agree to have we'll set up a new organisation, a new party, and perhaps a new name, and elect a new leadership. And let us hope that that is what happens. Let us hope that we can forge unity. It has happened far too often in the past that those who have tried to resist the totalitarian government which we have, the authoritarian regime that we have in power in this country, have been divided and have not been able to form an effective voice and effective opposition. And that's primarily what we need to do. I've undertaken to come back to the membership of the Irish Freedom Party within 3 months and to have a proposal, and I hope I will be able to do a proposal with people of goodwill from all sides in that regard. So this is Michael Leahy again, thanking you for your support on this motion. I know it wasn't an easy one, and I know many people will have reservations about it, but let's see where it goes, and let's hope for the best, and with our best endeavours, I think we shall achieve something very important for our country and for our movement. Thank you very much.
Now, that was Michael's one. But I think you sent that on to me there, Orla Herman's one, didn't you? But that was Michael's. Okay. And then
just while you're uploading that, Paul,
I didn't download it or anything like that, so you can just click it on it.
Yeah. So what I'll say is, when we're discussing this, two videos, and I put up on Twitter the 2 videos, and I was there kind of if these were your candidates or your chosen leaders, who would you choose? And I left the question as open as that. I would ask that we look at this from a cold, emotionless, completely political point of view. The difference in the 2 videos.
Yes.
For obvious reasons. We've got skin in the game and we've got history, but let's try our best to look at it from a cold, analytical, political point of view.
Yeah. Let's just play this now. Just make sure, tell me if the sound is working, guys, because people are saying there's no sound, but let's go with this.
Hello, Herman Kelly here of the Irish Freedom Party. I've got great news. Relations between many of the leaders of the Irish national movement have never, ever been better. Very good relations with Malachy Steenson, Derek Bly, many of the independents all around the country. It's also good news that the rebirth of Irish nationalism is going full tilt at the minute. The number of rallies around the country against reckless mass immigration have increased in number and in volume. And I would encourage you to keep on going and let the government have the message. People have noticed that over the last year, I suppose, there's been eruptions in the Irish national scene. There's a few guys who come in, I call them dumb and devious, Casey and Murphy, that they've come in and they've tried to scheme and scam their way into various nationalist groups, be that Sinn and Adina with Eamon Murphy, the Irish Freedom Party with Herman Kelly, and Ireland First with Derek Bly. Now, no one likes people who are dishonest or who scheme or scam. But I tell you what, the consequences of that is that it has unified many Irish nationalist leaders against what has taken place. Relations between Irish national leaders in Ireland has never been better. We can all see that there's no reason whatever why, for example, me and Derek Bly and Malachy Steenson would be in separate political parties. There's hardly a smidgen in difference between our political views. Derek Bly has advertised a rally down in Cork on the 7th of June. I would encourage you to go, hope to be there myself. And Malachy Steenson, who organised the Dublin one recently, he's having another one on the 22nd of June, again in Dublin. And again, I would encourage you to go to that. And it's great to see all around the country, be it in Trim, Bundoran, Letterkenny, Carrickmacross, great to see people coming together to protest, to protect their family, protect their communities all around the country. Some of the bad news is that misguided, I believe, motion put forward by a member of the Irish Freedom Party, Michael Leahy, that was passed roughly 10 to 7. It's easy to make false promises to people that you're going to achieve political utopia of apple pie, world peace, and nationalist unity. The good thing about the Irish Freedom Party is that we are a democratic party. We have a constitution. We have fair and open elections. Of course, I'm not that happy about it. I'm down a little bit, but I'm coming back. We will make a concerted effort to achieve greater unity among nationalist groups and individuals in Ireland, that there can be one unified political party we can present to the people. Along with the current chairman, Shane Lynham, I will also be in the Ard Cearna of the Irish Freedom Party in the coming year, and I will be doing my very best and attending all these rallies around the country. After this 3-month period, I'll be ready for action again. So I hope to see you at the rallies. I would ask you to continue to support the Irish Freedom Party. We need to get together, be stronger, be bigger, be better organised, better financed, but we can fight the elections as a single unified force. So my name is Herman Kelly of the Irish Freedom Party, Corda Magazine.
Okay. The difference between the two of them is just crazy, isn't it?
Sorry, Martin, I was a little bit unclear there. Are you dumb or devious?
I still haven't figured out which one it is. I'll ask Herman face to face the next time I see him. I've no problem with it. So I go first because he publicly called me out in the video, as he's done on numerous occasions. I, for one, can say since I left the Irish Freedom Party, have made no comment about Herman Kelly, bar the laughs and jokes we have here. But publicly, I put nothing out. Nothing out about Shane Lynham. If I so choose, I have WhatsApp messages that will hang both of them out to dry forever and ever and ever. But that's not my game. That's not that. I've no interest in that. I left the Irish Freedom Party for 2 reasons. Number one was I asked Herman Kelly a very straight question in a private message, and he gave me the answer. And I will not work for a dictator. So that'll give you an answer tell you what the answer to the question was. And number two, he is, in my opinion, disingenuous and not a particularly nice man. Now, it's fine not to be nice in politics because politics is a nasty business. But if you are in the business of cutting down your own people, your own members, and your own, would say, your own party from within, candidates, then you are not a good leader. My personal opinion is Herman Kelly has zero management skills, which is imperative. When you lead a political party, you are essentially the CEO of a company. There's no difference whatsoever. You have a huge amount of moving parts that you cannot control yourself. Therefore, you must delegate. That's the whole concept of having an AC in Ard Cearna. And you delegate certain responsibilities to different people. And they, again, delegate out to committees, etc., and so on, down the food chain, all the way down to membership. If you are not a respected, honest, and good manager. And I always say, if you're a good manager when you don't have to go to work anymore, that is the sign of a good manager, when you don't have to go to work anymore. That is not what or who Herman Kelly is. He may have certain skills, he may have certain connections. As a manager, he was, so poor that he would probably thrive in the public sector. In the private sector, he'd be gone within a month. He wouldn't even make it past his trial period. That's my opinion on the man. Michael Leahy, on the other hand, fantastic gentleman, polite. I've canvassed up and down the whole length and breadth of Tipperary with him. I've broke bread with the man. I've had drinks with him. Just a gentleman. I've no other way to describe him. He's a nice, polite, strong, endearing man. No, he's a no-nonsense man. But he is honest. He will tell you to your face. They're chalk and cheese. It was Michael Lee who brought me into the Irish Freedom Party. I have nothing but respect for the man and will always respect the man, and will work with him on any project that will improve the country's outlook and the country's future. Herman Kelly, and I'm not sure if I've ever addressed this publicly. Herman Kelly accused me publicly of stealing party funds, which he knows is a lie. And then the chairman, Shane Lynham, I'm sure we'll talk about him later, had to put out a statement to all party members that this was in fact untrue. For that alone, I will never, ever, ever forgive Herman Kelly, because it is a despicable and disgraceful thing to do. It was a lie. He knew it was a lie, yet he proceeded ahead with it because of his own insecurity, I presume. I think he's a weak man in relation to being a leader. I don't think he's leadership material. I think he's a very weak, insecure man. I look forward to the next time I speak to him in person, because I don't shy away from my adversaries. And I will say to him to his face that you called me a liar and you were going to be held accountable for it. And he will be held accountable for it. He did many other things as well to me. I believe that the newspaper article that cost me my career was more than likely actually his doing. Because he likes the newspaper articles, he likes being in the paper. He has massive amounts of media connections. I can't prove it, but I strongly believe that he is feeding information to the media for his own narcissistic gain. Yeah, so I look forward to meeting the man in person again. There will come a time where we will have to sit in a room again. So Herman, I look forward to that. I really, 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 really do, because unlike you, I will look a man in the eye, as I've done on numerous occasions. If somebody's wronged me, I would go to their face and I would say, "You wronged me," and I watch them squirm and scream away. And because people don't like confrontation, I relish it. I love it. So you will be held accountable. I'm going to zip my lip now. Thank you.
Well, look, Martin, as you said yourself, I mean, videos were being put out accusing of us of being in secret meetings and cults and all that sort of utter nonsense. And well, myself and Paul cleared that up now the last couple of shows. But I used to get on ground with Herman. I thought he was all right until the general elections, and a lot of stuff has come out in the last couple of weeks. As I said, I'm not getting into the ins and outs. I've kind of said a few bits over the show. I hadn't spoken out over it in 8 months, because I don't, I don't like doing the stuff online. But I have, a very serious question needs to be asked as to why two candidates were pitted against each other during a general election to cause as much chaos as possible. And when one candidate offered to stand down, she was not allowed. And this caused so many rows and so many fights. And he stood back along with the chairman and allowed all this to go on. And the two of them are an absolute and utter disgrace for what they did during those elections. I'm sorry.
You're okay, Orla. You've every right to be upset, because you bore the absolute brunt of what we now know was Shane Lynham's attempt to remove Herman for his own personal gain. And you were the pawn. We were all a little bit of a pawn, but you were the main pawn that was used and abused for Shane and Herman's little whatever. And you have to remember, I know this because I was in a group with Shane and Herman when I was asking Herman to step down for the greater good. And Shane was saying one thing in the group with myself and Herman, but was privately messaging me at the same time saying, "Oh yeah, keep going, keep it going, keep it going. Yeah, I've got your back." So look, Shane Lynham is as dirty as Herman Kelly is. And there are messages there. The person from Kilkenny, I agreed not to speak about him on publicly anymore. So, and he agreed as well, so I won't say his name. But the person from Kilkenny confirmed that with a public message he put out saying that Shane Lynham was had encouraged him to continue to fight with you publicly. So you did bear the brunt of it, Orla. And you know what? Fair play to you. You've come out the better person. You've come out a stronger person. You never stopped working. They've been embroiled in infighting, public infighting, and it's been laughable. In fairness, you know what I mean. What we've witnessed in the public domain in relation to everything went out there, like, so you could see every single little thing they were saying to each other. But you bore the brunt of it. But Orla, you've come out the other side. You've got your 3 shows per week. You're visiting the businesses. You have people coming up to you in the street like you're a celebrity. You've won the hearts and minds of so many people. So you won. That's all that matters. You won. Yeah, you had to go through absolute hell to get here, but you won, right? You are the better person.
Yeah, but it's not about winning. It's not that. Myself and the other candidate were played off against each other, and I highly doubt that both of us knew what was going on behind the scenes. And that is the problem. And when I offered on several occasions to stand down, I was told no. I was to keep running. I was the candidate, and that was it, and to pay no attention to the other person. And that caused so many rows and so many fights. And it wasn't just, I'm not getting upset for myself. I'm getting upset that all you guys were dragged into it as well. You were trying to defend me. Yous got slagged off as well. And Herman stood back, and the chairman, and let all this go on and on and on and on for months on end. And then they were up then pretending to support us and pretending to be on our side. Like, what sort of people do that? Do you know what I mean? And this has only come out in the last couple of weeks. You didn't even know.
Career politicians do that. And that's what these people want to be. They don't have Ireland first and foremost. They want to be career politicians. And this is how career politicians act. So this is this. Look, it's who they are. They're the same as Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin, People for Profit. They're exactly the same. Your genuine politician will be as unpolished as we are, because we are very unpolished. Like Paul, myself, and Orla, we're unpolished, but we're genuine. You know what I mean? We're full of flaws. We're full of all the frailties of humanity, but for the most part, we don't lie. You know what I mean? We just say it as it is. We say unpopular things. We say silly things, but they're still true. You know what I mean? This is the difference. There is not one of us climbing to be the leader. There's none of us want to be in charge. My current party president, that title was thrown on his shoulders by us. We said you have to be in charge. He didn't look for it. He didn't. We just went. You look best on a poster. You're the face, and that's it. And he's
I don't know about that. I look quite cool on a poster. Fuck off, Martin. Don't start that way.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah, you looked great.
Fuck! It just started, Orla. Yeah. Now Anthony's going to throw a dig at Paul, and fucking they start throwing digs back, and Orla, you're going to.
We're all right. We're good.
It's just a vicious cycle that goes around. But anyway, that's the difference. Do you know what? Are we polished, suited, and booted, and full of bullshit? No, we're not. Okay. But do we have the capability to bring this country in the right direction? Absolutely, 100%. Guess what? We're the same as ye. We're the same as everybody watching here. We're just ordinary people. We just made a decision that through courage or stupidity, I don't know. Maybe I am dumb and devious. We just made a decision.
Quaidy's going to be doing a Paul's poster, so we'll very much look forward to that.
We just made a decision to stick our heads out there and say, look, do you know what? If you want a common man or a common woman to represent you, do you know what? Fuck it, we'll do it. To great bloody cost as well. Like, I mean, how's everyone life? Like, if you sit down and talk to a psychiatrist,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? It takes its bloody toll.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, listen. I was friends with Herman and everything, and after I saw Derek's video the other day, I wrote out a tweet and I thought to myself, I can't send this now. It's gonna, it's not gonna look good. You know what I mean? So I didn't bother sending it. Like, you know what I mean? But what I will say about Herman Kelly, Derek said that he did this all through the years and he did that all through the years. He's been building in the background. Go ask the people who are in the party with him, who started the party with him. Ben Gilroy, Ben Scallon, Michael Burke, Theresa Cahill. They all walked away from the Irish Freedom Party for one reason and one reason only. It was because of Herman Kelly's leadership and the way he was bringing the party. But Herman Kelly spun it to me that, Dolores Cahill was a head case. Michael Burke was this. Ben Gilroy was that. You know, and I took that. I took that in. You know what I mean? And I thought they must be all fucking head cases. But then when I sat and spoke with these people, and they told me the story of what has happened. Now, Derek probably needs to meet some of them people and find out exactly what Herman Kelly is like. But what I will say as well, last year, Herman Kelly doxed a guy called Thomas O'Reilly. I think he's a National Party guy. I think he does a bit of work for the Burkean as well. I think he doxed him. He is a nationalist. Another nationalist should not dox another nationalist. Whatever about doxing lefties. And then he done the same on one of his own members, Owen O'Sullivan from Cork. He doxed him as a British soldier, ex-British soldier, this, that, and the other. Now, anyone who doxes people, as far as I'm concerned, is a rat and a tout. And if anybody gets into bed with Herman Kelly, they're supporting people who dox people, and that should not happen in this country ever. If we have an issue with people, we talk to people. We don't go and do what he did and throw out all that shite and tell lies. There's people ringing me saying, Anthony's this and Martin's that, and because of Herman Kelly. Alan Fagan was another prime example as well. Alan Fagan disclosed everything to Herman and the three-man committee that brought Alan Fagan in. And then he had a row with Alan Fagan on the Saturday, and the Sunday World ran with Alan Fagan's criminal convictions on the Sunday. Very coincidental. Do you not think so? And as you said, Herman has all of these people in the press. He worked in the press. He's a press secretary. You know what I mean? But as I said, you dox anybody. You know what I mean? That's it. you have no place in the nationalist movement. And if I'm going to be honest, I won't be moving forward with Herman Kelly if he's still in the nationalist movement. He can play with Derek Bly, he can play with Malik, he can play whoever he wants. But anyone who doxes anybody is a rat in my books and in everyone else's books. So I will tell everyone here and now, anyone who gets into bed with Herman Kelly or has talks with Herman Kelly is condoning him doxing nationalists. And that should never happen in this country. So he needs to be gone. More rant over.
And I know you used to talk about Michael Leahy there, like, so I would have done a good bit for Michael Leahy down in Carlow, because when he was running for the Europeans, I would have, like, you know, done a lot of canvassing for him and helped him. Not canvassing, I did a small bit of canvassing, but I would have done a huge amount of leaflet drops for him and helped put up his posters in Kilkenny and all that sort of stuff. And I have great respect for Michael. And I have to say, he has always treated me with the utmost respect. He always did. And like, when you say about Herman, I always got on ground with Herman up until the general elections. He completely changed during the general elections. And I didn't see that side to him. But, you know, as I said, you can't be putting out blatant lies about people and think that's okay. That is not okay. And especially, like, I'd understand if we were constantly attacking and it was us putting up stuff. I get it, fair enough. But we haven't. I mean, I never even publicly came out online that I had left IFP. I just carried on as normal. I think I'd mentioned it here. But I never, ever, and I still haven't even put it out publicly, you know, because I just wanted to go back into the background. And I said this to Paul the other night. I know I was accused of this, that, and the other. And I just said I wanted to prove it. Like I am helping out, you know, on Ireland First, but I am not on the AC. I do not have any position. All I'm doing is just helping on the media side.
You're my assistant.
And that's it.
You're my assistant.
I'm sorry, Orla. I just have to say publicly, although Orla says she's not on the AC, the amount of work that Orla is actually doing is absolutely colossal. And you're a credit to have in the party. You're a credit to have as a friend, and you're some woman.
Someone just posted there.
Martin, I would say I'll throw you that €50, but I better not say that. Might land you in more trouble.
Just give me back the credit card.
You're not getting the credit card back. I'm sorry.
Saying there that Herman Kelly, he needs to be shunned as much as the government minions. I'm telling you now, if you dox anybody in this movement, in the nationalist movement, I don't care about lefties or anyone like that. Do what you want with them. But you dox another nationalist, you will not be working with me, or I will not be working with you. I'm sorry. That's it. That's
I would go further, and I've already done this. Because Herman Kelly does have a lot of media connections, it's with GB News, etc., and some American connections, stuff like that. Those people don't follow what's happening in Ireland very, very closely, so they don't know. They think he represents the nationalist movement. So I would suggest people start. I've already done it. I've emailed GB News to tell them exactly who and what Herman Kelly is. So I do hope that they read that email. But I would suggest everybody does the same. That anybody that is, would say, outside of the country that is platforming him, they need to be made aware that he does not represent Irish nationalism. He represents himself in the Herman Kelly show. And do you know what? I have no problem with that. Do you know what I mean? If he wants to pursue whatever he wants to pursue, absolutely fine. But he will not do it in the name of the nationalist movement. So, Herman, you pursue whatever you want to pursue. I'm pursuing the betterment of this country. You've proven yourself not to be part of this. And I suggest also you stop saying my name in public.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I see Eddie put up a comment there now. There was a revelation there the other day now between Paul and Herman. None of us knew that the two of you are very close, Paul. Have you got it? It is worth showing. It really is. If you have
it wasn't Herman. That's not what I said.
I just want to know who was on top. Ugh.
Nobody.
That was brilliant. You have to give Dave I swear to God, you have to give it to him. He's so funny.
He spooned.
That was brilliant, Paul. Like, it was, I have to say now. Oh, thanks very much, Patter.
Yeah, Patter, you up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Orla show.
You know, regardless of what comes of it, we also have to give a shout out to the IFP guys who stayed and fought the battle. Now, we made a decision to leave because it is now May, and we would have spent how many months? October,
6 months,
October,
5
November,
months, 5 months.
We would have spent 5 months basically embroiled in that and got no work done. So in that 5 months, we'd choose to leave. We have joined a new party. We have set up committees. We have worked with Chinadina. We've done huge amounts of work in trying to, we'll say, just offer something to the nationalist movement. So we made the right decision in leaving. But to the people who stayed, well done. Fair play to you. It wasn't easy, and it's far from complete. But well done to those who saw it through. And there's very few of them. There's really only 2, maybe 3 guys.
Two of them
that did this. So we won't name names because it's still ongoing. But fair play to those people that saw that through. And regardless of Mike Lee, he will always have my respect because, like I said, I've broke bread with the man, and he's an absolute.
I just want to give a shout out there. Kevin Coyle there for Coolock says, no, first time listening, very enjoyable. Fair play. Fair play to you, Kevin, for being, you are all still up there, holding the fort up there. Fair play. I seen you got burnt out last week again, and you came back again and fixed it all up again. So big shout out to the lads in Coolock. Fair play to you all.
No, like I agree with you, Martin, what you're saying. Like, that is why I will never, and I have never, ever said anything about IFP, because there is some fantastic people still involved in IFP, and there is, you know, and you know, like as I said, we're like, there's a lot of us still all friends with each other, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Eddie says he had to console all my female groupies.
I thought that was funny there. I'd say Paul is more of a catcher in the picture. I like that.
Even more
Orla, I'm just glad the heat is off me now. They're all looking at Paul as the pin-up boy.
Yeah, all right. Dahi, Kevin Coyle, a man making history for his community. Yeah, fair play. He's up there all the time. Yup, Coyle. Yeah, Jesus, Kevin, you should come on one of the nights, Kevin. I'll get you on one of the nights. Nice to see Kevin giving support again. Mending bridges, fair play. Well, me and Kev had a chat a couple of weeks ago, and listen, me and Kevin didn't fall out for anything. Me and Kevin did on each other. You know what I mean? It was more so over other people. So yeah, that's no problem. But the others, I won't be mending bridges with. You know what I mean? As I said, I never fell out with Kevin. We did no wrong on each other. But the people that did wrong on me, I'll never. And Martin nearly fucked that up 2 weeks ago. But hey, listen, we let that one slide. You know?
Oh, listen, Martin got it by me at the bar as well. Continue, Martin.
Okay. So what I have to say is, I have my own enemies, and you have your own enemies, and we don't know who they all are. So yes, I shook hands and took a picture with somebody that I look, like I said, I've no beef with the human. It's not a thing. And like I said, I don't expect my enemies to be your enemies, etc., etc., etc. But you do have to watch your P's and Q's, your surroundings, who you're getting your picture taken with. My God, you have to be alert all the time, and that was who. But in fairness, what's the very first thing I said? You know, you were dealing with some other stuff. So
you apologized.
I went straight over and said, Paul, I'm after making a boo boo, and you know, I said it. I own my mistakes. But I tell you what,
because Paul, right? Why I didn't actually literally do it. Martin got like that from me in the back of the head near enough.
Oh, I got a clip across the ear. Orla gave me a clip across the ear. Yeah, that happened. And I was still looking at you. Go, what? What? Who? What?
Do you know what? It's like, Martin, as you said before, it's like I'm your fucking political wife.
But I suppose I was in the mood that day. The day had been so good. Like, you know, the people I spoke to in relation to, like, one guy who'd sent me death threats. I spoke to, and the bridge was mended. It was grand. The hatchet was buried and not in either of us. It was fine. I spoke to another IFP person who had fallen out and stuff like that. I was all about just making peace, and you don't have to be friends with these people. You just my thing is, you put me on the ignore list and I'll put you on the ignore list, and we won't cross paths and we won't talk about each other, and we'll just pretend we don't exist, and that's good enough. You can have enemies, but if you're shitting on each other the whole time publicly, you're not going to get any work done. So I will make compromises with people behind the scenes, just to say, just ignore me and I'll ignore you, and that's it, and that's fine. You do your work, I'll do mine, and we'll try not to get in each other's way, and that's probably the best way forward with all these issues.
Trish Clark, they're all bought.
This is why Martin is not allowed to drink anymore. He's too busy going around doing like kumbaya and hugging people and everything. Like, I swear, you can't let him out anywhere.
Well, that's the problem with Martin. Martin thinks we're all going to sit around the campfire fucking with schmorls, you know what I mean, doing this and singing Kumbaya. That's not going to happen. It might happen with a few people, but it won't be.
I don't want to sit behind the campfire. I just don't want, when we get to the war stage, I don't want the guy behind me shooting me in the back when I'm about to charge. Do you know?
Well, that's why you don't want. That's why you don't want my enemies helping us then, because they'll shoot us all in the fucking back.
Look, we can put them on the flanks. Look, the reality is, there's always going to be somebody that doesn't like you, and there's always going to be somebody that you don't like. But for the greater good, it does need to be put to bed. And look, people have done horrible things and said horrible things and this, that, and the other, and made threats and all this kind of malarkey and nonsense and stuff like that. Just put it to bed. Put it to bed. The best thing you can do to an enemy is ignore them, and you encourage them to get on with their work, and you just get on with your work, and that's it. And that is the best way forward. And eventually, was that me walking in the woods today? Was it?
Oh my God.
That was sent.
That's Eddie. That's Eddie. That's Eddie because he's calling me a leprechaun now. He's after my pot of gold.
It's not Eddie.
Isn't it? Isn't it? All right, apologies, Eddie.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen, I'm way more.
Unless Eddie's out there having a sex change and looks kind of pretty, like, you know what I mean? But no,
I'm sorry. I'm way more buff than that.
Yeah. Okay, hold on for a minute. Let's see if I got more videos here. I'll tell you what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the Nick Delahanty video, and we'll come back and talk about that.
Oh, we need to do that Cal one as well. That Cal one is very, very good.
Can we do Cal first then?
No, you can do the Delahanty one and then do the Cal one afterwards.
Okay, and we'll be back to talk.
Controversial enterprise because it's taking up a hotel in a local area. It's soaking up resources, and then for the ultimate beneficiary of these lucrative contracts to not be contributing back to tax, like, it's crazy. And that's why, like, I'm just so, I get so animated because I don't understand how none of the opposition are really calling this out. And I'm like, do they not get it? Are they not looking, or are there other more malevolent reasons why they're not doing it? And it just puzzles me.
And what's your hypothesis then? What do you think is going on? Is it just basic incompetence, or is it something deeper than that? Because you've already said that some ex-politicians were involved in lobbying on the commercial side of all of this. I can understand why. There's money to be made.
Well, when you get down into a granular level, you can take each asylum centre, you should take them all on a case-by-case basis. But there's a common theme of there's either a really tax-efficient corporate structure, or there's an Irish Celtic Tiger cowboy on the receiving end. Right. Now, that's a generalization, but we can delve into it. And so one of the ones I exposed, I suppose, during the last week or two, was this cafe. This entity was, Roderick O'Gorman put out an update onto Thornton Hall, and he said the company getting the contract for Thornton Hall is IEMS. I was like, that's interesting. IEMS is not the name of a company. You haven't said anything there. So I went, why is he hiding this? Why is he hiding what IEMS is? So I went and looked. The full name was IGO Emergency Services, right? So, okay, we were IGO Emergency Services. Realized IGO Emergency Services is just a business name, and it's ultimately owned by a cafe called IGO Cafe Limited. I'm like, wait a second. A cafe is in receipt of 30 million euro contracts every year to run the most controversial operation in the country at the moment. Who's this cafe? You delve into who the directors are.
It's an Irish company.
Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't seen this. This is brilliant. The two directors of the cafe are two ladies, Anne Murphy and Andreas, Martina Andreas or something like that. They're like, who are these people? The company, they've just paid themselves, according to their last accounts, 1.3 million in director's fees. And I'm like, who are these people? These should be warranted for Entrepreneur of the Year. Why are they on the David Williams podcast? Like, these are incredible entrepreneurs to have this company. And I put this out and I was like, who are these people? Because this is incredible. And then I got an incredible amount of messages saying, we know who owns that. And it was a guy called David Mooney. It was an open secret. about who owns it. And I was like, well, where's his name written down? And then we went to commencement notices, construction commencement planning notices, and we saw that on that notice, he had written his name down as
It's
the
the
owner.
applicant, yeah.
And then you get into, okay, well, who's this guy? And then, interestingly, what we found was local politicians have all been into his cafe and taken photos. Like, so he's really politically connected. And I've called this out, and there's been no response.
Yeah, this is
He's
this
very,
day.
very good now, so he is excellent. Nick, fair play to him.
Well, now in saying that, I'm gonna just throw this out here. That wasn't all Nick's research either. I know the lads who gave him that research. So do you. So, you know, and he was actually called out on it. You know what I mean? So,
all right. Well, for everyone involved,
done a lot of research.
Fair play.
Yeah,
fair
no,
play.
I mean, my ma's in the other room there, and she says to me, "Oh, what happened to that girl? I went in to get a coffee. Well, what happened to Orla? I didn't know what happened to Orla." And I told her, like a quick synopsis, like a quick whatever, you know. That fucking bastards, you know. Like I wouldn't talk to them about shit like that. What happened, or you know. And then she says to me, "Your cousin's watching it. Another cousin's watching it." So all my cousins are watching tonight. Fair play to you all, and a big shout out. I'm not going to mention your names because I'm one of the far right. You don't want to be associated with me, you know. The heat isn't off, Martin. Ask him why they are now calling him Mr. Vaz. Mr. Vaz.
Yeah, thanks, Ed.
Sorry, what's Mr. Vaz?
Yeah, it doesn't
Vaseline.
Oh,
Vaseline.
sorry, Paul. Is it Paul?
No. Kevin Coyle, South Dublin says no, done some work on David Mooney. The cunt. Yes, exactly. And I wanted to give you a shout out as well before I forget. Tuesday evening at 6:30, I think it is, out at the ABB building in Tallaght. There's another peaceful protest. Anyone that can get there, please get down there and help them, because the people at Tallaght, a lot of the people in Tallaght are asleep to this, or it just doesn't bother them. But the people who are awake to this, bring your friends with you as well, please, because we need to get this out on. Love to have a spliff with Martin and talk politics. We could go into the woods.
Yeah, with his clothes on. With his clothes on. Did I just see, did Kathy come up there? Did I see Kathy's name?
There, I have her here, Kathy Marie Hogan.
Oh.
I'm wondering, will any apologies be given out to you guys who have been lied about? Now things are being cleared up. I think you are owed one. Listen, I don't think we'll be hearing from anyone now. You know what I mean? But listen, we're going to keep calling it out. And as I said, anyone who deals with a tout or a rat for doxing people, I don't want to have any part of that, I'm being honest with you.
Well, in all fairness, anyone who is decent will apologise, and they will, because I think a lot of people were taken in as well, and a lot of us didn't realise it. So we'll
deal
see.
with the ticks like ticks. The line is the truth. Let the loose. Let the loose. You up the line. We'll be doing that in the next few minutes. We're only another few minutes left.
Do the Cal video. I thought that was very, very funny today.
Okay. I know I have to get through some of these. Yup, Coiler, Joan. Such a pity. Many people have egos bigger than the problems our little island has. Yeah, you're right, Joan. Chris Bourne. I heard the ballot boxes had cable ties in some places. There's no proper chain of custody. Yes. I had loads of videos to play, but we just got talking. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate the shout out. No problem, Anne-Marie. Joan, I agree with you. People think the women are the issue. People think the women are the issue. Well, I tell you, I'm around some very strong women in this movement, I tell you, and some of the women have bigger balls than the men, and they've no balls at all. Like, so, being honest with you, you know.
But it's not like this is what the problem with a lot of people is. It is not about. It shouldn't be about egos. Like, the country is being absolutely destroyed. You know, our children are going to have no future. Like, we should be fighting for our country, not fighting among ourselves. It's as simple as that. Do you know?
Well, this is exactly what we're trying to do at Ireland First. Like, let's be honest about it. Irish Freedom Party, where are they now? They have a couple of candidates. They have a whole new chairman, new everything. Like, so they're not a player anymore. Okay, the National Party are in fights with Justin Barrett about who's the leader and who's not the leader. And then there's Ireland First, and we are the biggest party at the moment. In my humble opinion, we are the biggest party. We have the best policies. I know we're still writing policies and everything else, but we've an AC. We have policies. We have different committees where teachers are running the education. They're making policies for the education. We've doctors. We've 2 or 3 doctors on the health. You know what I mean? We've lots of good people. We've me on the media, obviously, and Orla on the media. And then we have other graphic designers on the media. Like, everybody is playing their part here. And we have brought, I think, this party from obscurity more or less into the main, as a main player in the Irish political system. What's your thoughts, Martin?
I think we have to be grateful for the platform we've been given.
No, that's not what I meant. But yeah,
no, this is just my personal opinion. But that in reality was a one-man show with great people behind him. Great people were behind him, but it was a one-man show. So all we're doing is expanding on that, and we're pushing out with the idea of structure and organizing commands and organizing committees, and we say making it function on a larger scale, so to speak. So look, there's a good foundation there. We're building on that, and we're going to make it the largest viable political nationalist solution in the country. It is going to look. I see that comment. Look, apologies, irrelevant, all irrelevant. Do you know what? Anything you hear on the grapevine or anything you hear on Twitter or social media, most of it's lies. Okay, look, there's dissenters, there's this, that, and the other. It doesn't matter. All that matters is you guys know for a fact that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday evenings we're at work. Every single one. So you're doing your show, Paul. You constantly have to jump off AC meetings because you got to do your show with Orla. Orla is non-stop working every single day, 7 days a week on the social media accounts, as well as Kathy. Big shout out to Kathy as well for the TikTok account. Myself, Anthony's phone never stops ringing. He's always talking to people. He's always networking. He never gets a minute. I work in policy. I sit in the meetings. I do the other bits and bobs that I do. I pay for lots of stuff. Give me back my credit card, Orla. And it's just
no money on it, Martin. It's all gone.
We're all small little cogs, but we're spinning. We are spinning, and we're turning this into a machine. And we say, come next election time, we're going to be ready, and I mean absolutely 100% ready. So all I can say to anybody watching: join up, make a donation, help us out. We need readies. It's as simple as that. We can't function on thin air. We do need membership. So join. Just the membership isn't expensive. It's only 20 quid. Lots of people join. If you want to get involved, reach out to any one of us on Twitter or Facebook or whatever social media.
Indeed on the show here as well.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out there. Kevin Coyle just posted, Ireland First is the way forward. I remember the days they were knocked back from being a registered party. Looking like having a proper structure in place now could definitely be a force. Thank you for that, Kev. Other people are saying the same thing as well.
It's 20. Sorry, I just got corrected. It's 25, not 20.
Yeah, because we're all just doing our best. Like the majority of nationalists out there are all just, everyone's trying their best. We're all trying to get information out there and highlight what's going on, and everybody's doing their part. Like we're not on RT, we're not in Virgin. We're doing the best we can.
Has Orla got a channel? Not yet, but we could sort it by midweek. I just wanted to say as well, like let's be honest, lads. We're all like they're talking about unity talks and everything else, but all we're doing is unifying for 1%. We need to get to the 99%. The 1% are going to vote either way. We need to be getting out to the 99%, and they're the votes we need to be getting. You know what I mean? And that's, we need to. You know what I mean? Like 1% of the vote between us all is not going to get any of us anywhere. You know what I mean? I know we're getting 2% of this and 4% of that and 3% of this, but at the end of the day, it's only 1% of the vote in the country that we are. It's like breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? We need to get to 99%. We need to get them people on board with us. And I think Ireland First will do that because we have boots on the street. We're talking to people. We're doing everything with Shin and Adina as well as part of us, helping us out, and listen, it's going places. It really is going places. Yup, Kev Coyle. Well said, bud. Yeah.
Can you play that Cal video? Just I know time's against us now because it's actually very good. And listen to the very end of it. I thought it was brilliant at the end.
Hang on, there we go.
How's it going? How's your takeaway business going? Not great, no. Have an old business opportunity for you. Yeah. Do you want to invest in a hotel? No. About 5 of us. Actually 6 of us. New Bradford. Yeah. So, what we do is we buy the hotel. We got it off the vulture funds. Much cheaper than you normally buy a hotel. And the kicker is, it'll be full the whole time. No, they're not coming. No. It won't be tourists. It won't be tourists. Refugees. Yeah. No. Doesn't matter if there's women or children. Does it matter if there's women or children? Doesn't matter. Once they're full, you get third time the occupancy. Yeah, government pays for it. They get a kicker. We make our money. Full occupancy all year round. Yeah, probably not great for the economy. Yeah, not great for the local economy, correct? But it's good for us, good for our pockets. Does it matter if they're coming from war-torn countries? It doesn't fucking matter, pal. It doesn't fucking matter. There'd be mostly men coming in. They're shipping them in from all over the fucking place. It doesn't matter if they haven't got a passport. They'll fuck them in the bin. They don't even need one. They'll fuck them in the bin if they have one. Just need to get them in. You just need to say that they're asylum seekers. That's it. Can't fuck them. You can't lose. Win-win. Yeah, it will destroy our economy. Yeah, it does destroy the economy. I get it. But you want to make some money or not? Are you serious about making money or what? Okay, good man. Okay, talk to you soon. Yeah? No, they won't think you're a traitor. No. Anyway, even if you are being a traitor, they'll never find out, okay? Unless Nick Delahunty does a piece of it. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll talk to you later.
He's deadly, your man, Carl, isn't
Oh
he? I
my
really
God.
do.
And I happened to just come across it. Somebody had shared it on X, and I was like, "Oh, that is brilliant!" I just love the bit at the end, like unless Nick does an expose on you, like, do you know what I mean? I thought it was so funny. But listen, this is what's going on. It's like I've said this before. If these people actually cared about humans, they would be letting in the homeless. They don't. It's all about the money. Follow the money. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go before we go. They get done a video on the journal here. I just need to find where it is.
Oh, I saw this earlier on. It's very good. He's great. We should get him on here sometime.
I have a migraine now, and yous are like cartoons. Do you ever get that squiggly shit? It's and the bright lights aren't helping, like, you know what I mean? So let me just see where the git is. There it is there, the make the git. This is on the journal. So we play this and we'll come back, right? Jesus. And it was all over there.
It's Sunday morning, so how can us at the journal.ie gaslight people today? Oh yeah, notion that refugees get special treatment in healthcare is wrong, specialist says. Now remember, it's 2025, so refugee means anything from an actual refugee to asylum seeker, asylum scammer, undocumented illegal migrant. The list is endless. Vigilance is required to ensure nurses don't go down the far-right rabbit hole. Most of the article is an absolute nottenburger. There is a myth that nurses can't be racist, nurses can't be far-right politically. An academic himself, Boyle, said that while there is a lot of research being done on transcultural care, we do need to be careful and actively discourage discrimination, which he says has no place in nursing. We need to provide nurses with safe, informed education facilitation around how to counteract that narrative and how to speak out, he said, referencing far-right thinking. I personally don't think nurses discriminate against anyone. But hey, you need to be educated against wrong think. But let's get back to this. The are getting special treatment in the Irish healthcare system is wrong. Well, as a proud, prominent figure in the big, bad, far-away, far-right in Ireland, let me bring you all down a rabbit hole. That title, by the way, comes from the establishment minions on the left, two of whom, I kid you not, have said that I'm the leader of the Irish wing of the KKK. But back to the rabbit hole. Free GP clinics. These services are for Roma communities, protection applicants and undocumented migrants only. Doctors' lists around the country are full, and it can be very hard to get an appointment. They're turning people away. It's a crisis. Also, for a country of just over 5 million people, we have over 800,000 people on hospital waiting lists. Social inclusion in Dublin Northwest. Social inclusion services. Asylum seeker unit. Psychology services for refugees and asylum seekers. We have a mental health crisis in Ireland. The waiting lists are huge. They won't tell us the real numbers, but there are over 4,000 children on them lists. But if you're an asylum seeker, there's special treatment there just for you. But not according to Dr. Boyle, a clinical nurse specialist in migrant health. A man whose actual job role includes giving migrants special treatment. As I said in the beginning, gaslighting. Oh, and what happens all these crises when you add anyone to the population, let alone an uncapped number? They get worse. That's what happens. A lot worse.
I actually
Sarah, you're trying to message me. So can you send the link yourself? Because I can't reply. Anyway, never mind. Sarah's like all these messages come up.
I actually owe Mick a huge amount of thanks. If he's watching, he'll know what it's about. I meant to private message him, but I never got around to it. So he came to my aid on Spaces there quite recently. So thank you very much, Mick. I do appreciate it.
Is that Mickey?
He's another guy like Ross. I've never met him.
No, the gate.
Yeah. Oh, the gate, yeah. I've never physically met him. I've never met Ross. You know, like I just know Ross from Facebook and that. But like, there's still people you haven't met.
You'll meet the car crew on the 7th, and
you'll meet everyone on the 7th.
Yeah. I met a lot of them down at Eddie Hobbs' thing. We were sitting at the bold boys and girls table down the back, and I think we were making a little bit of noise, so it was very funny.
You make noise all the time, everywhere you go, guys. Especially you.
Well, listen to the shrinking Violet there, like, do you know what I mean?
Fuck all shrinking about me, baby. But yeah, I think we're all right there now with video. So, or have we got one more? Let me just see. I know.
Jesus, the night flew, didn't it?
I know, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, that went.
I'm just going to play this.
It was nice actually to have the lads on earlier on as well, Ferg and Ross. Like, so it's great to have them on.
Absolutely.
The Git is definitely one of the genuine ones, without a doubt. Yes, he is. Yeah. I'm just going to play this here because these fuckers are talking about us. This is us they're talking about. Okay. And well, it's definitely me because, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I had neighbours that moved out of the house because I was supposed to be a racist and a far right loon. You know what I mean? This is what was being portrayed. You know what I mean? Now they know how true everything is. You know what I mean? I'm just going to share this here and we'll come back and we'll finish up then. All right.
So he's talking about us. This chap here on the left, he's talking about us.
These groups we're watching the evolution of a new terrorist movement. It's not just happening in Ireland, it's happening across America, it's happening across Europe as well. And we've a rich culture of violent political movements in this country going back 300 years. So this is just the new novel incarnation of that. And
novel. And see, they keep throwing that word novel in. Isn't that mad? They used it around the old Rupenkopf. Used it around what happened in Sweden. You know, it's just novel. Who are these bourgeoisie fuckwits, man?
It's true, but it's true. Gobshites, like
we're not we're not terrorists. Keep on pushing though.
But listen, they're calling us terrorists. Meanwhile, they're giving the Muslim Brotherhood RTE, they're on RTE, they're on Virgin Media. That's a known terrorist organization. They're banned in so many countries. This is why all this shit happened with Qatar and everything. They stopped the money coming from all there. Like, they're the terrorist organization, not us. I'm a father. I'm not a grandfather yet, but I don't want to be either. My young one's only young. But I'm a father and a concerned parent. That's what I am. My dad's the same. He's a grandfather and a great grandfather and the whole lot. And that's why that's why he's out with me. That's why he got pepper sprayed when he came up to Coolock. And I will never forget that. I'm being honest with you. But this is what we are. This is what we're dealing with. But as I said, we're people.
Antifa are designated a terrorist organization as well.
Exactly.
Yet Sinn Féin sell their badges.
And yet Joe O'Brien is a member of Antifa because we've all seen him. And Paul Murphy stood up in the door and said, we're all Antifa. This is the guy who doesn't know his arse from his elbow. He doesn't know whether Juniper is a bleeding planet or a baby. You know what I mean? So, hey, great show, lads.
That's Jupiter.
Juniper.
Jupiter is the planet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but hey, listen. Doesn't matter really. You know what I mean? Juniper or whatever.
Fucking Orla, when did you become the grammar police?
Yeah, exactly.
We do with Correct and Paul. And Paul would be like, yeah, what's the name of such a person? Here I am, filling in.
I suppose you could call Herman a sort of terrorist. Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
No, I like to call him, and I've tried to be so good. No, he's the stuttering fuck.
Yeah. I love that the way you said that. Was it Anthony said that the other night? Yeah, it was.
No,
Yeah.
it was me. It was me. It was me that
Was
said
it
it.
you that said it? Shit,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Okay. Uranus and blah blah blah. Here we go. Uranus Murphy and Anus Murphy gobshite. Yeah. Right, guys, we're down to 224 there. I'll drop you down there, Martin, for a minute. Thank you very much.
Before you go, what's the viewers now?
1400, 1310 now at the minute. Fair
very
play to
good.
everyone.
Great, brilliant.
And, yeah, 1310. And there it is
Right.
there, 13. I'm not putting up 1310. It's fuck that.
Martin
no,
will be on the next night now with no clothes on him, so hopefully that'll bring up
Yeah.
the viewers.
Well, maybe
If you
Martin-
bring them up
Martin did a
or we'll bring
strip.
them down.
If Martin did a strip, and maybe someone would do it, buy us a coffee. But hey, I could do a strip myself for a coffee. I don't know, you know.
I want a Bulmer. I sent a message to Martin earlier on, going to slag him off, and he thought I was serious. He thought me and him had fun falling out.
Yeah, I actually got a fright there. Jesus Christ, you definitely have a career in
A
voice
voice
acting.
message, and I was like starting to give out to him, like, and he was like, he obviously thought I was being serious, and then I was slagging him off. It was over Bulmers. A friend of ours decided to get him Bulmers and not me, and I'm just disgusted over it. I'm not having that, Martin.
If you want people, please join and help Ireland first. Drop in and join. As Martin said, it's 25 quid. A little bit of a strip tease, Martin, to finish up.
Eddie now. Eddie. Wait till Squidly sees this tomorrow.
Yeah. What's this? Paul, the mayor of Derry is selected, not elected. When you call people protesting Dublin terrorists and the URA terrorists, in her opinion. Yeah, I know. Here we go, Pata. Launch the line, Fitz. Let her roll. I will indeed. Martin, I will talk to you in a few minutes. Just hang on down in the green room. Orla, thank you very much. It's been emotional, as always. Thank you very much.
Yeah, literally this evening. I'm done talking. I'm done, Paul. I've had enough.
I have the headache.
I come on here for a bit of crack.
Yeah, I know. And you're good crack. Fair play to you. Go on, I'll talk to you in a minute. And we'll just make me bigger. Boom. Well, people, as I said, I have a whopper of a headache. Like, you know what I mean? As I said, now we're up to 14:15 or up to 14:15 now at the minute. Yeah, that's what we're up to. If you can, buy us a coffee, people, and if you want to send in more stuff there, it's on WhatsApp 0892031521. And I'll just finish off with the comments. Hyphen, yup, you're the man, Fitzy. Cheers, Prada. Thanks very much. But thank you very much for tuning in tonight. It was a great show with Ross and Martin, Orla. And had we anyone else on? No, we hadn't. But Ferg, sorry, the wonderful Ferg. How could I forget Ferg? Listen, everyone, thank you for tuning in. As I say every night, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless everyone. Take care.